Recording in progress.
Okay, hello everyone. It's about 9 minutes before we begin the garden tour today. Thank you for joining us. I want to again say thank you and just to express how thankful I am for all of you to attend today. This is a really important day every year just because it really shows the amount of work that La Mesa Verde is doing and the reach La Mesa Verde has when it comes to San Jose residents here. So we will begin shortly. In the meantime, feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Fernando is currently waiting for all the other folks to come to the first site. So Fernando, do you want to update us on how everything is going there so far?
Hello, let me translate real quick, please.
Of course.
Hola, bienvenidos al evento. Vamos a empezar en unos minutos. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros en el tour del jardín de la mesa, del programa de la Mesa Verde del Sagrado Corazón. Fernando está en vivo. So, si lo ven en su pantalla, él está en vivo y está esperando a los miembros que van a ir en persona, a las personas que van a ir a los jardines en persona. Y gracias por estar con nosotros. Vamos a empezar muy pronto.
Thank you, Roberto. All right, Fernando, I'm going to spotlight you for now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Nice. Buenos días a todos, buenos días a todas. Good morning, everyone. This is Fernando. I'm trying to switch my camera, but Zoom is saying I'm waiting something, so I don't know, but I can share like this. Here estoy. Right now we have 4 members, Tao, Guillermo, Gloria. This is the garden that we're gonna start today and Betsy's house. So we are just right now waiting for more members to join us. We still have a couple of minutes, so we are doing well. And there's Betsy, who's watering their plants with their daughter. So I will leave the camera here and we will waiting for more members to join us, and everyone is really excited. And I received some confirmation that people is on their way, so we'll wait a couple of seconds. I can translate this, Roberto, don't worry. You will have a lot of work to do.
Thank you.
So, buenos días a todos y a todas. Estamos aquí en la casa de Betsy. Vamos a visitar el jardín de Toy. Aquí también Arturo, si es que alcanza a llegar. Estamos todavía esperando que se sumen más miembros en persona. A eso de las 9:30 esperamos ya poder comenzar. También ustedes van a poder ver los videos que hemos grabado de nuestros jardineros para que así puedan tener una buena calidad de audio y de video sobre lo que hemos hecho y la historia de nuestros miembros. Así que quédense con nosotros, preparen su café, todavía tienen tiempo para estar con nosotros por lo menos un par de horas, ¿no? Vamos a estar hasta las 1:30 aquí compartiendo los jardines de la Mesa Verde y la historia de nuestros jardineros. No se desconecten, sigan con nosotros y disfruten. Esta es una gran celebración, este es un gran evento para nuestra comunidad. So, disfruten este evento porque ha sido harto trabajo nuestro equipo y nuestros miembros y líderes. Okay, Carlos.
Hey, so it is 9:25 right now. We're going to go ahead and...
So can you stop spotlight my phone?
Yeah.
1 second, please.
How did I do this?
Thank you.
Queda con el agua. Tápela bien la botella. Sacuda la botella por lo menos 3 minutos y luego déjela descansar por un mínimo de 1 día a 2 si su suelo tiene mucha arcilla.
Where is that?
La tierra se separará en capas con la arena gruesa y más pesada al fondo, seguida por la arena más fina.
There you go. All right, we signed in. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining. I'm going to start in a couple of minutes. In the meantime, if you guys want, we have about 5 minutes right now. Does anyone at home right now near their garden want to show us their garden while we wait? Anything like that?
La meta es identificar qué tipo de tierra tiene para saber.
Okay, I figured it out. Okay.
Is it front yard garden? Or is it the back yard?
Oh, there they are. Marianne, your garden looks fantastic. I'm going to spotlight you real quick. All right, this is Marianne and her family. Oh, look at those tomatoes. That looks great.
¿Pueden decir hola?
Hello, hola.
Tomatoes, show us your harvest.
Wow.
What's your harvest from? Look at those tomatoes.
It looks like a pepper.
Look. What else? Can you start watering? Okay. Okay. Yes.
Or maybe it's whoever left the remote.
Probably.
Look at that. The garden looks perfect there. Very good. Very good.
Say bye.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Okay.
Bye.
All right. We're returning back.
No sabré decirte, Toña, la verdad.
Yo digo, pues tendría que llegar a las secretarias y no hablar, explicar.
Okay, everyone. It's 9:28. Anyone needs to do any last-minute bathroom breaks? If you want to grab your coffee real quick, we are going to be starting in about 2 minutes. So we'll begin then. Let's see what Fernando is up to. Oh, I don't see them. That's okay. They'll come back on. Anyway. Okay, 1 minute left, everyone. Uno momento. Okay. Let's see. We have 16 people on this so far. Perfect.
Hi, Carlos. How are we doing there?
We're doing good. We're going to get started in 1 minute. So we'll start introductions and just talk about L&V a little bit. How's everything on your side?
Good. We are waiting for, I will say, 3 or 4 more members.
Okay.
But like we can be flexible with the time, you know, between 9:30 and 9:35, we can make this introduction to start here. So we are good.
Okay.
How many people we have in the Zoom right now?
It's 16 minus Sierra, Roberto, and I, plus the LMV account, that's -4. So we have about 12 people right now.
Okay. So para los que están escuchándonos y viéndonos por Facebook o nuestro sitio web o están en el Zoom meeting, vamos a esperar por lo menos 5 minutos más para que lleguen los miembros que van a venir en persona. Por supuesto, Carlos va a estar haciendo la introducción. Vamos a estar transmitiendo los primeros 10 minutos de lo que pasa aquí y de ahí Carlos va a compartir un video con ustedes sobre este jardín. Así que gracias, Carlos, thank you, Carlos. O sea, lo que están viendo en la pantalla ahora, este es el jardín en la casa de Betsy, pero las camas que ustedes pueden ver acá son las camas que son de Toy y son de Arturo. So Betsy, ¿no? Betsy es la dueña de la casa, pero ella prestó su front yard para que podamos tener jardines los miembros que no tienen espacio. So Carlos, I was sharing this special garden with our members. Can you explain in English while we are waiting?
So just to let you all know, this is our first year with Betsy. She's one of our first year gardeners, and she was very willing this year to install a couple of beds with La Mesa Verde in her front yard. So there's a total of 3 beds currently in her yard with 2 gardeners as her guests there. This is something that, you know, we talk about in La Mesa Verde all the time about land access and garden access. And, you know, when we find places like this, it's pretty amazing. The gardeners themselves are really happy that they are able to borrow this land too. So my envisioning is someday in the future, we'll continue to get more gardens like this. That way we can get more San Jose residents growing their own food. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about that location. Yeah, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? Look at that tall bed. That's one of our ADA beds, if you guys didn't know, the one on the left. So that's what we install. Is twice as high as typical beds in the case that someone has less mobility. So, all right, welcome. Okay, everyone. Well, I am going to start. One second.
Lo último que dijo Carlos es de que la mesa que ven aquí es de para personas con discapacidades. Esa está más alta para que la puedan acceder y nomás estaba viendo qué hermoso está el jardín también. Just wanted to add that, Carlos, because Fernando didn't say that part.
Of course. Thank you so much. Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Carlos.
In the meantime, welcome. We're going to go ahead and start introductions for today. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carlo Francisco Kattenbang. I'm the organizing coordinator of La Mesa Verde. Today we have Roberto, with the self-sufficiency director, doing live translation for us in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking members. Fernando is the manager of our program. He's currently our live correspondent at each of the sites. He's going to be live streaming, doing interviews, showing us around a little bit in between sites. But other than that, you know, the experience today is going to be both in person and online for our members and community. So yeah, I hope you guys are all really excited for this. Roberto, I'm going to pause real quick so you can translate that.
Well, bienvenidos al evento de la Mesa Verde, del tour de jardín de este año. Carlo es nuestro compañero de la Mesa Verde y él va a estar haciendo la presentación aquí por Zoom. Yo soy Roberto Gil, soy el director del departamento donde vive la Mesa Verde. Y yo voy a estar ayudando con la interpretación a español. Y Fernando, que es el gerente de la Mesa Verde, él va a estar en vivo en los jardines y dando la correspondencia desde todos los jardines y las casas de la Mesa Verde.
Okay, everyone. So it is 9:35 right now. So we're going to go ahead and begin with our first video. Fernando, can you hear us?
See, I can hear you.
We're going to go ahead and start with the first video for our first site. Hopefully everything is going okay over there. So let me just begin that. Give me one moment.
Vamos, son las 9:35 y vamos a empezar con nuestro primer video y ahorita lo vamos a empezar a preparar.
Video up.
So right now, Carlos is trying to find the video and broadcast the video. So be patient with us. We will start here in person. Please let me know through text message, Carlos, how things go. We will start here in a moment, okay?
So vamos a empezar en un momento. Carlos está preparando el video. Vamos a estar poniendo videos y también vamos a estar en vivo y vamos a empezar en vivo con Fernando.
Okay. All right.
I would like to ask anyone who's on the Zoom right now, if you can go ahead and mute yourself during this part. That way we don't have any sound distractions during the video, okay? Thank you, everyone. All right, let's get started. So this is going to be our first garden tour with Toy. He is one of our first-year gardeners, and this is his garden. So I'm going to go ahead and begin. Let me know if you guys can hear the sound, actually. I want to make sure you can hear all of this.
Este es el jardín de Troy. Vamos a empezar con el jardín de él. Y por favor, díganos si no pueden escuchar.
Okay, all right, let's begin. Can you guys hear the...
Yes, we can, Carlo.
Okay, perfect.
Hoa cúc trắng, trồng hoa cúc trắng nè. Ok. Rồi cái hoa cúc đỏ nè, trồng là chung quanh miếng vườn cho nó được thẩm mỹ. Còn ôi chua. Đây là trái cà dài, nhưng mà đầu tiên mình biết cái cà này rất là đẹp. Nó chưa có dùng tới, có lẽ ngày mai mình sẽ thu hoạch. Mà chịu khó trồng gì là nhờ là đất và nước, xuyên tưới nước là cây nó tươi. Còn đây là cà tròn, này chua dùng để ăn sống hoặc là mình nấu canh chua. Đó, thì mấy cái này đậu trái mình mê cà nào cũng mê hết. Nhưng mà cái này thì để ăn sống sao. Đó, đây. Cả trái to, hai cây này nhánh ra gì đây nè. Đó, từ đây qua đó rất là tốt. Còn đây là cái cây squash. Cái trái rất là to, nhưng mà mình thích cái trái trồng ra rất là mạnh, thích trái nhưng mà thì không thích ăn, thành ra ghép được 3 trái to lắm, dài cỡ khoảng 1 feet, đường kính cỡ chừng 30 mm, hiếp ông chủ nhà. Thì bây giờ cái cây bên này thì nó đã sắp ra trái nữa nè, đây nè, đó, ra trái đây, rất là đẹp. Còn đây là cây dưa leo, mình được 2 trái, đây một trái nhỏ, còn trái này trước nó to quá, chắc ngày mai mình sẽ thu hoạch chứ thôi nó già lại, đây quá to. Ăn cái này ăn với dân gian của Việt Nam mình, ăn với mắm sống là ngon lắm đó. Đây là cà tím ăn cũng ngon, mình thích cây cà tím này lắm nè. Cà tím đây chỗ bông hoa chắc lẽ vô có trái tiếp nữa, đó, rất là tốt. Còn đây là cà trái nhỏ, hồi quá xài, mình để nó bò, mình ngắt lá chỗ nào không có hoa thôi để nó bò, thành ra trái nó rất là sai, xài, rất là sai nè nha, sai nè. Ok, để mời bạn bè mình thưởng thức, mà cà này loại cà trái ngọt, ăn vô ngon. Number 1, ngon lắm. Vitamin A, vitamin E, yes. Còn đây là những cây cải bẹ xanh, nó đã trổ bông, mình để mình dưỡng như vậy để khi rụng xuống thì là nó sẽ có những cái lá khác. Ăn này ăn nấu canh cũng được, hoặc ăn sống làm bánh xèo của người dân Việt Nam. Đây là cây dưa hấu, mình vừa trồng đâu khoảng tháng nay, bây giờ bắt đầu nó ra hoa nè. Ra hoa chắc dưỡng để chừng 1 trái thôi chứ không để nhiều nó mất sức. Đây là rau mùi, mình cũng có dùng rau mùi này, mình thích lắm. Mình để vô nó ăn, nó thức ăn nó trộn, mình ướp nó không có tanh. Còn ớt này, cái cây mặc dầu nhỏ nhưng mà nhờ phân với nước thành ra nó rất là to trái, ngon quá. Còn đây là ớt chuông, trái to quá. Còn đây là cái rau này chí tô, ăn rất là tốt, cũng cặp bánh tráng, ăn với cá hấp hoặc với thịt mắm cháp rất là ngon. Rồi. Chỉ khó khăn nhất là cái cải ngọt này là khó trồng, nó chịu khó tưới nước này kia nọ, thì vừa rồi nó bị cháy lá nhưng bây giờ bắt đầu nó phát triển lại, thành ra chắc nhờ tưới nước với phân đất nó hấp thụ tốt, thành ra nó lên lại. ăn là ghiền. Yes. Thường dân gian họ trồng dưa hấu mà trồng mùa á, thì họ ra nhiều trái lắm, nhưng mà họ chiết họ chừa chỉ một trái thôi. Thì cái trái đó nó lựa cái trái nào tốt á, thì được cái trái đó sẽ to, kia là dưa. Chứ còn mà dưa chứ họ không có để hết, giống như bắp vậy. Bắp họ trồng á, thì trong 3 trái bắp họ giữ tối đa là 2 trái thôi, trong cây. Tôi tên là Tươi Trương, Tươi là first name, Trương là last name. Thì gia nhập đây thì được 6 tháng, 6 months, từ đầu tháng 3, 6 tháng, khoảng 6 tháng. Rồi bắt đầu là lấy cây giống trồng thì tính đến ngày hôm nay là exactly 3 tháng. Sự thật mình làm vườn là do cái thích thú mình, là do cái kinh nghiệm của dân gian thôi. Thành ra thì mình trồng rồi cái mình chỉ biết là đất phân, rồi tưới nước, rồi là phải đủ ánh nắng. Thành ra người ta nói là coi như là phải coi như nhất là giống nhì phân. Nhưng mà theo dân gian nhất thủy, nhì phân, tam cần, tứ giống. Nhất là nước, nhì là đất, 3 là phải chuyên cần, 4 là mới tới cái giống. Thì chú cũng có chụp hình và cho những bạn bè tham gia. Mình cũng giới thiệu này kia nọ. Chương trình này rất là tốt. Thứ nhất là họ sẽ cung cấp mình mọi thứ hết. Còn nếu mà mình có đất, có nước thì lợi đó người ta sẽ set up cho mình. Còn không có thì họ tìm những cái chủ hộ nào đó, rồi cái cũng cấp đất, rồi cái cây trồng này kia nọ để mình lấy nước mình tưới. Thì mình cũng vận động những người mà thứ nhất là những người mà lớn tuổi họ không có công ăn việc làm ở cái này là tốt lắm chứ, tốt cho cái não. Bởi vì mình tưới thuốc này kia nọ giống như exercise vậy, rất là tốt. Theo cá nhân của chú thì chú thấy là không có ảnh hưởng gì hết. Thứ nhất là miếng vườn cũng là vừa phải với sức khỏe của mình. Thứ hai nữa là mình có vận động. Mà có vận động tức là có sức khỏe. Đó, cái thứ ba nữa là những cái giống cây này mình trồng cái mình thấy có trái, nó đơm qua cái trái mình thấy mình thích thú lắm. Khoe bạn bè nữa thích thú. Thì những cái nào mình thích thì mình ăn coi như là nó không có chất hóa học, nó rất là tốt, phân tự nhiên. Thứ hai còn cái nào mình thấy tốt mà không ăn thì những bạn bè kia mình giúp người ta, mình cho người ta cũng là tốt. Thành ra rất là good. Bởi vì làm vườn là đô thị thì ở đô thị thì nó không có những cái mảnh đất là rộng lớn. Thành ra những có miếng vườn nho nhỏ này thì mình trồng cũng được rau quả cây trái nhỏ nhỏ này kia nọ, cũng là góp ích cho cái xã hội nha. Đồng thời là mình cũng đỡ cái mưu sinh. Thí dụ như là chú làm vườn ví dụ có cà có này kia nọ thì mình khỏi tốn thêm tiền mình mua, tốt lắm. Thì lúc mà cây theo chú và theo cái hướng dẫn của mentor thì coi như hàng ngày lúc mà cây mới trồng thì mỗi ngày là chú đều phải tưới. Nhưng mà cây nó lớn rồi thì lúc trước thì coi như là một tuần tưới 3 ngày. Nhưng bây giờ tiết kiệm nước mà do cái quận hạt mình thành ra tuần lễ chú tưới 2 ngày. Nhưng mà mình tưới thường chú tưới vào khoảng 7-8 giờ sáng trước hoặc là sau 6 giờ. Thứ nhất là nước nó mát, thứ hai nữa ít hao nước của chủ nhà. Chú thấy coi như cái hỗ trợ của cái chương trình thì chú thấy số cây trái nào ra thấy mê, cái tốt quá, tốt hơn ở nhà chú trồng á. Chú ở nhà chú trồng cũng có phân cũng này kia nhưng mà không tốt bằng. Cái thú vị là chú thấy nó được là mình trồng những cái cây nó được ra trái thấy sum xê gì là mình thích lắm, rất là thích. Còn cái trở ngại á, thì chỉ trở ngại nho nhỏ thôi, bị mình coi người ta nói hô là cái từ coi như là muốn phải chịu khó, bị gì là sao hơi trở ngại tí là mình phải lợi cái miếng vườn hơi cách xa nhà mình để mình tưới, nó tốn thời giờ vậy thôi. Nhưng mà mình không có đất riêng thì mình phải đành phải chịu đi, nó đâu có sao, vẫn hứng thú. Thử thách lớn nhất là chú cũng không hiểu thấu đáo cho lắm, nhưng mà cái thử thách lớn nhất là làm vườn hữu cơ này là được cái thuận lợi là cây nó có cây trái nó ăn nó không có cái chất độc hại trong cái vấn đề cây trái rất. Cái trước tiên dĩ nhiên là phải đóng thùng, nhưng phải xới đất để cho đất nó khô để chi, để những cái con côn trùng á là nó chết đi, rồi bắt đầu là mình mới tưới nước cho nó mát nước, rồi mới cấy cây giống xuống thì nó tốt. Dĩ nhiên là nếu mà tiếp cận có những cái thực phẩm này á thì nó có những yếu tố tốt cho cái cộng đồng. Bởi vì mình có thực phẩm này thì từ những thực phẩm khác á, thì những cộng đồng khác họ sẽ hưởng những cái khác, thì không coi như cái cung và cầu á, nó cân đối với nhau, nó không bị trở ngại gì hết. Cái thực phẩm cái mình không hiểu cái ý, nhưng mà theo chú đánh giá thì cái liên quan thực phẩm này thì rất là tốt, vì nó hợp pháp, nó rất là hợp pháp, thì được cái sự chắc chắn là phải được sự hoan nghênh của cộng đồng. Thì theo cái như thường á, ví dụ như mình giống như mình ăn nhờ ở đậu á thì nó không thoải mái, nhưng mà riêng cá nhân của chú á, thấy miếng vườn đây là rất là tốt, bởi vì chủ nhà rất là tốt, gặp và vui vẻ này kia nọ, rất là cởi mở. Bằng chứng là lúc mình lợi mình làm vườn đóng học này kia, xúc đất, gia đình vợ chồng cũng phong phú, đó là họ tốt. Chứ nếu mình lợi mà họ không có thiện chí kia tốt mình thì mình cũng khó mà chăm sóc. Thì nước hạn họ ra họ dòm họ ngó này kia nọ thì mình cũng ngại. Còn cái này thì theo chú thì ở đây thì chỗ này rất là tốt. Cái sau cùng á thì chú có ý kiến và đề nghị những cái người mà thứ nhất là những người cao niên á, nếu mà là thích thú thì nếu mà thích thú và có miếng đất ở nhà thì tốt hơn, thì tốt, còn không có thì là xin chương trình là cấp một miếng đất tốt cũng tốt thôi, để mà mình thứ nhất là mình được tăng gia phát triển, rồi cái kêu coi cảnh là vui thú điền viên, cái già thì nhìn qua nhìn cảnh này kia nọ, rồi có hoạt động này kia nọ thì thân thể tốt. Thành ra thứ nhất là những người mà cao niên là nên tham gia những chương trình này hơn là những người trẻ. Vì người trẻ họ phải có công việc làm, họ đi sớm về muộn, họ đâu có thời giờ đâu mà chăm.
Right. So that was our first stop. Thank you everyone for viewing. So it's pretty amazing, Toy's Garden. He's had so much luck for his first year with us. All right.
Es increíble el jardín de Tui. Ha tenido mucha suerte por ser su primer año y hemos visto qué hermoso está su jardín.
Okay, so we're going to check with our live correspondent Fernando right now to see how everything is going so far. Give me one moment, please.
Vamos a revisar ahorita con nuestro correspondiente Fernando, que está en vivo en los jardines. Denos un segundo.
Fernando, can you hear us?
Fernando, ¿nos escuchas?
Okay, I'm going to spotlight you, Fernando.
Claro que sí. Pues, can you? Yes. So we still are here.
Estamos aquí todavía.
So it's okay if I leave with this?
Yeah, go ahead. You have time.
Voy a dejar la cámara aquí ahorita porque tenemos tiempo.
It looks like we have a pretty good group there today. They're
Parece
looking
que,
through this garden.
parece que tenemos un muy buen grupo. Están ahorita observando el jardín.
And we appreciate it.
Definitely one of the challenges this year when it comes to the garden is we've had to really, as a membership, reduce the amount of water that we're giving our garden. So a lot of our members are only watering maybe 2 or 3 times a week compared to more frequently. That has been one of our greatest challenges so far with the drought.
So uno de los retos del jardín ha sido que no han podido usar tanta agua por la sequía. Solamente están regando 2 a 3 veces a la semana.
Ellos han podido disfrutar las calabacitas. Algo que compartiera es que la berenjena en la cultura vietnamita le llaman el tomate morado. Entonces ellos se lo comen como si fuese un tomate, lo preparan.
Oh, there's Twee right there next to his garden in the red cap.
Ahí está Twee en la gorra roja enseñando su jardín.
Right next to him, I believe, is Betsy with one of her kids.
Al lado de él, a la derecha, está Betsy con uno de sus hijos.
Y él lo que ha comentado también es que no solamente ha podido comer él, sino también ha podido compartir con su familia.
So in the meantime, while they're all meeting there, it looks like they're still conversating. I would like to open up the floor right now for anyone to make their comments so far on Toy's garden in this part of the garden tour so far. If you have any questions about our program right now, feel free to ask them too. Does anyone have questions about Toy's stuff?
So ahorita vamos a tomar un tiempo, parece que todavía están ellos haciendo su tour y están hablando del jardín. Carlos está pidiendo si alguien tiene preguntas o comentarios del jardín de Tui. Ahorita es el tiempo para hacerlo, lo pueden poner en el chat o librar su micrófono y darnos sus comentarios o hacer preguntas.
Si lo había estado dejando principalmente como semilla, bueno, y algo que...
Sounds like no one is talking. So I forgot to actually do this part a little bit earlier, but I wanted to tell all of you a little bit about our history, about our garden tour. So the garden tour itself, I believe, started back in 2015. Under the need that a lot of gardeners wanted to show off their garden, see the work that Mesa Verde does.
Nhưng mà già quá che phủ cái cây do đó chắc để
Bien pronto, el tour del jardín empezó en el 2014 y empezó porque los jardineros de la Mesa Verde querían compartir sus jardines con la comunidad y con los otros miembros del jardín. Así es como empezó.
This year, our theme for the garden tour is health. So the impacts that our gardens and gardening has on our health. So that could be mental health, physical health, spiritual health, social health, like socializing with others. But we like to talk about today is how health is such an important part of the overall plan of food justice through our program.
So, el tema de hoy es la salud, y estamos hablando del tema en términos del impacto a nuestra salud, también la salud mental, la salud espiritual y la salud social. También el tema es hablando de cómo nuestra salud impacta la justicia, la comida.
Đây là cái rau mùi của cái Borage, ăn đồ của Ý.
Looks like they're looking at Oh, they're talking about the oregano.
Están hablando del orégano ahorita.
All right, so just to talk a little bit of our program, I know most of you are members who already know La Mesa Verde, but just a primer for all of you who are new here. So La Mesa Verde is an urban gardening, food justice, food access, and leadership development group here in San Jose. We're specifically a part of Sacred Heart Community Service, which is a local community center here. But we always work towards increasing food access and working on food justice in this area.
¿Tenemos alguna pregunta, jardinero?
So, mientras que todavía están presentando, haciendo su tour en el jardín de Tui en vivo, pero, nomás estamos compartiendo, este es un poquito más del programa. La Mesa Verde es un programa que ofrece jardinería urbana. También trabajan en cosas para combatir la injusticia en el sistema de comida. También es un programa de desarrollo de liderazgo y es parte del Sagrado Corazón de servicio comunitario. Y el programa, el gran enfoque es cómo acceder comida saludable y también combatir los sistemas que causan que no todos en nuestra comunidad tengan acceso a comida saludable.
Okay, so just a preview, this is really just the start of our stops today. So I said earlier before we began today that we actually have 4 stops. We have 3 stops at some gardeners' yards, and then 1 stop is going to be at the Franklin Elementary School, which is going to be our celebration towards the end of the tour.
So, hoy tenemos 3 paradas en el tour. En vivo van a ser 3 jardines de los miembros de la Mesa Verde como Tui. Y el último la parada va a ser en la escuela Franklin, la primaria Franklin Elementary, donde van a poder ver el jardín que está compartido por la comunidad y familias que sus hijos van a Franklin Elementary.
So typically, at least before this year and last year, we would have 3 groups actually rotating between all 3 stops of gardens. And so it's a little bit different this year, you know, with offering it in person with a smaller group and then mostly online. So thank you everyone for being so patient with us as we get all this content out to you. Just as a reminder, we will be posting all these videos on YouTube and sending you the link to the full-length video as well. So in case you aren't able to stay for the full time today, or you just want to rewatch everything, because honestly, the videos are really amazing, and not to pat my own back, but it's always good to see how other gardeners are doing in this area and to connect with them.
So usualmente el tour es en vivo, visitan varios jardines. El año pasado fue 100% por línea, ¿verdad? Con videos, compartiendo videos de los jardines. Este año están haciendo una combinación de en vivo y por Zoom, ¿verdad? Como ven en la pantalla, ven ahorita que están en el jardín de Tui. No se preocupen si no van a poder estar por todo el evento. Estos videos van a ser grabados y los van a poder ver más al rato y los pueden repetir porque, como dice Carl, no por ser presumir, pero los videos son increíbles y nos gustaría que ustedes los sigan viendo.
All right, I'm going to read something out of the chat right now. This is from Mary Ann Shea. She's saying, I just love this opportunity, this program, and all the leadership does with passion. The impact that this program makes on our lives. I'm completely lifted with this program. Our member who we saw so happy, relaxed, and content and grateful. So that's so important for healthy living, especially for older folks. This is what the program offers: health, but plus friendship, plus the friendship and knowledge/education.
Voy a hacer lo posible para traducirse. Don, uno de los miembros, puso en el chat que ella ama esta oportunidad que del programa tiene de liderazgo y tanta pasión. También ver el impacto que tiene en las vidas de los miembros y de personas en el programa. Este programa la ha inspirado y la ha levantado. Ella ha visto la alegría, la relación, y eso qué importante es para vivir saludable, especialmente para personas de la mayor edad. Eso es lo que ofrece el programa, salud, amistad, y también mucha educación.
All right, it looks like Fernando is live streaming right now. It looks like he raised his hand. Fernando, can you hear us?
Fernando acaba de levantar la mano y vamos a ir con él.
Hey, so right now we are in the questions part. Everyone is sharing their experience, providing, giving tips about gardening. So that is what's going on right now. So we will wrap up, I will say, in 2 or 3 more minutes. Okay. And if you like my hat, it's a new gift a member gave me from Colombia. So Migdalia bring me this beautiful hat. That's amazing. It's huge. So go ahead, Roberto. Please help me with the translation.
So estamos ahorita, los miembros en vivo están haciendo preguntas, o va a ser esos 2 a 3 minutos más. So tengan paciencia con nosotros, por favor. Y ojalá que les guste mi gorro. Una miembro me nos lo trajo de Colombia. So hay que, Fernando, te ves muy hermoso con tu gorro.
So
thank you.
Since they're doing some questioning right now, does anyone out of our participants today have any questions for Toy about his garden? Any comments about Toy's garden too?
So si hay comentarios o preguntas del jardín de Toy, ahorita por favor pónganlos en el chat o pueden hablar, nomás abran su micrófono y hagan sus preguntas o comentarios.
Any questions? You can either unmute yourself or you can put it into a chat. Any questions that you may have for him? Any words of encouragement that you may have from him too?
También comentarios, palabras de motivación para Tui.
Hey, this is Laura, and I just want to thank you, Tui, for articulating so well the advantages of the garden, and also your garden is so beautiful. It's very inspirational, and I thank you.
So, yo soy Laura y nomás quería darle las gracias a Tui por articular lo de su jardín y qué hermoso está el jardín.
Thank you so much. Okay, just to let you guys know, something a little bit different with our gardens this year. So we made the effort today with the help of a volunteer gardener from last year to include Asian vegetables and herbs this year. So you noticed earlier in Toy's garden tour video that he showed us different ones like shisho, which is one, it's like a large leaf herb, kind of a little minty, but it really goes well with a lot of different foods. But this year, definitely, we introduced a lot more Asian vegetables just because we saw the need, and we're hoping that we can continue doing this for the future.
So este año, algo que están viendo para los que conocen la Mesa Verde es que agregaron más vegetales asiáticos. So si se acuerdan el video de Tui, él habló de shisho, que va con muchas comidas. Y esto fue porque otra vez vimos la necesidad y pidieron nuestros miembros tener esta opción de vegetales. Sí.
Okay, we have another comment. This is from Marianne again. It says, even as an Asian, I was introduced to new vegetables I had not known before. I just love how relaxed, I think, Toy is with his personal comments on how he felt about the garden, which to me was very powerful.
So este comentario es de Dawn otra vez. Ella dice, también como una persona asiática, yo estaba introducida a nuevos vegetales que no conocía. Amo qué relajado estaba Tui y sus comentarios que hizo sobre su jardín era muy poderoso.
Is there anyone else on chat today that is growing any unique plants, any Asian vegetables? Oh, I see another comment.
Alguien en chat, pongan en su chat si están produciendo nuevos vegetales asiáticos o si tienen comentarios si están creciendo estos vegetales nuevos de la mesa verde este año.
Okay, this is another comment. Thank you so much for the Asian vegetables. Goodness, that was so amazing. Yes, I'm Asian, happy face. So I'm grateful for it. It's so difficult to otherwise get, to find, to grow. And I've been looking on how to get these vegetables.
So dice Don, otro comentario de Don, gracias por los vegetales asiáticos. Es fantástico. Sí, soy asiática y estoy muy agradecida. Es muy difícil crecer estos vegetales y los he estado y también obtenerlos. Solo los he estado buscando. So, gracias.
Let's see. I think Fernando is talking right now, or is that Guillermo? Fernando, can you hear us?
Están muy entrados en la plática y parece que es Fernando y Guillermo.
Oh, they're clapping. They're clapping for Toy's garden. Looks good.
También le están aplaudiendo a Toy en vivo, a su jardín.
So Toy definitely is one of our newer members. One thing that we are working on as program is language access. So Vietnamese is one of the larger languages that we are trying to incorporate within our program. But we've made history today, actually, as a program and for Garden Tour, offering Toy's video in Vietnamese with English and Spanish subtitles. So this is a continued effort by staff and also just the program itself to make sure that language access is in the forefront here.
So este es el primer, ese es el primer año que ponemos, que tenemos videos en vietnamés. So el jardín de Toy es el primer ejemplo y nos estamos muy felices de poder hacer eso este año. Porque es tan importante tener también acceso a diferentes idiomas en nuestro programa y la verdad también en nuestra agencia. Yo agrego eso. Y están viendo que también en los videos estamos poniendo subtítulos en vietnamés y para que todos podamos compartir también y entender.
Okay, it looks like they are wrapping up at that one. They're going to start. They are going to, yes, go ahead.
Let me. Okay, so I have the chance to. We're gonna have the chance to hear from Betsy, the house owner, about her experience and allowing us to use this place. So that's okay with the program?
Yes, let me translate that, Fernando. Ahorita vamos a tener un momento, va a hablar Betsy. Betsy es la dueña del hogar y ella va a compartir unos comentarios de qué significa ella poder tener este espacio para otros miembros que tengan sus jardines.
Okay, so now I'm going to try to wrap up everyone to another garden. We're going to spend a few minutes talking with Betsy. And yeah, I think we have a surprise video for everyone between we transport ourselves to another garden. So go ahead, Lord.
Ahorita vamos a terminar aquí con los comentarios de Betsy y de aquí nos vamos a ir a otro jardín y vamos a tener un video especial para ustedes que están en línea mientras nosotros nos trasladamos al al próximo jardín en vivo.
All right, just a moment, everyone. We're just waiting for them to get set up with Betsy. She is the homeowner who is hosting these beds right now.
Un momento mientras preparamos todo para la entrevista con Betsy. Ella es la dueña del hogar que ha dejado este espacio para poner el jardín de Tui.
Go ahead, Fernando. You're good.
Okay, now we can hear you well. So here is one of our stars in the garden tour. We're talking about Betsy. Betsy, she can introduce herself, but for us it's really important to give her the space to share how has been this experience sharing her front yard for members who don't have space in their home. So welcome, Betsy.
Esta Betsy es una de las estrellas hoy del tour y ella va a dar sus comentarios de qué significa compartir su jardín o su espacio o su hogar para tener un jardín para un miembro de la Mesa Verde.
Okay.
Go ahead, Betsy.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. It's been a beautiful experience for me. I'm actually not a garden star, so I love seeing people that can make magic like this. We've got 2 different spaces here that's been beautiful to come home to and see food growing and see community in a time that for me has been very isolating and feeling kind of very dark and gloomy. And so it's been a really uplifting for me personally. And then I think I come from hospitality background, so I love to share and talk about food and resources. And that's just something that's really passionate to me. And I've learned a lot, and that's what's been most valuable to me.
So do you remember that, Roberto?
Yeah, I'm writing some of it down, so I'm gonna do my best.
Okay, go ahead. If you
Hi,
need something, I will help you.
Thank you, Fernando. Hi, everyone. Really grateful to do this. Now I'm talking in English. I gotta translate to Spanish. Perdón, estaba hablando en inglés. Así trabaja el cerebro bilingüe. Hola, me da mucha alegría compartir mi espacio. Ha sido mucha alegría ver el jardín. Yo no soy una estrella de jardineros, so es muy bonito ver los jardines así tan hermosos y ver la magia que pasa. Ha sido también fantástico llegar a mi casa y ver los jardines aquí y ver el luto del huerto. Ha sido, como hemos estado un tiempo muy difícil y aislados, ha sido ha traído mucha alegría y nos ha levantado mucho ver los jardines y poder compartir en eso. Y yo vengo de mi familia, es una familia que se reúne mucho, so también esto nos da alegría de compartir.
So Betsy, why with La Mesa Verde?
I found you guys, I believe it was through Veggielution. So first I reached out to Veggielution because we would go there on the weekends. And I asked if they had any sort of program that wanted to use this space. And their space is more central in that one area. But then they referred me to La Mesa Verde and it kind of organically grew from there. So I just said, I have the space. What can we do with this?
So, dice Fernando que ¿por qué la Mesa Verde? Dice, inicialmente su familia se contactó con Veggielution para poder ofrecer el espacio. Ellos han ido a Veggielution, ya tenían relación con Veggielution y decían querían tener un espacio y Veggielution refirió a la familia de Betsy a la Mesa Verde. Así se conocieron y así empezó.
So Betsy, last question. What is your message for those house owners who have a front yard empty or with grass? And what is your message for them, or the invitation maybe to thinking about gardening? And let me give Roberto time. Go ahead, Roberto, translate that.
So, la segunda pregunta es, Betsy, ¿qué es tu mensaje a otros dueños de viviendas que tienen espacio, que tienen una yarda enfrente con zacate? So, ¿qué es tu mensaje para ellos?
I guess in short, the message is why not? The lengthier answer would be, I mean, if you have space and resources that you can share, I think it's an imperative that you do so, specifically at this time, not only for others, but for yourself, to be part of a community that that's the only way for survival, in my opinion. And for just the neighborhood alone, for people to grow up and see food that's accessible and healthy is, for me, very important, and I think a human right. And we have so much space here in San Jose. I come from San Francisco and I grew up in a flat with, there was no green space. We had a garden window. So here there's so much space and so much excess that is, in my opinion, kind of going to waste. So why not?
So primero, ¿por qué no? Si mi mensaje para todos más largo es, si tienes el espacio y los recursos, este es un buen tiempo de compartir eso. Y también es bueno para el términos de tu vecindario, es hermoso ver comida cultivándose en tu vecindario. Yo vengo de San Francisco y no siempre teníamos mucho espacio. En San José hay más espacio, y es un tiempo que ahorita más que nada es muy importante poder tener, si tienes más recursos, compartir con tu comunidad.
Okay, thank you so much, Betsy.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Gracias, Betsy. Adiós.
Hey guys, see you in the next garden.
All
Nos
right.
vemos en el próximo jardín.
So as they transition to our second stop today, which is going to be Tao and Simon's garden, we have a little video prepared for all of you. So just to let you know, right now we're starting recruitment both for members for next year, as well as recruiting experienced gardeners to become mentors for our mentorship part of the program. So this video is going to be a message from Mentorship Committee, just to tell you a little bit about what they do and why, if you are an experienced gardener, should join them next year and become a mentor.
So ahorita vamos a pausar, vamos a enseñar un video mientras que los personas en vivo se van al próximo jardín que va a ser de Tao. It was Tao and who else, Carlos?
Simon.
Tao y Simon va a ser el próximo jardín que vamos a ver en vivo, mientras el video se va a enfocar en el reclutamiento de nuevos miembros para el año que viene de la Mesa Verde y también de mentores, y los mentores son muy importantes. Si tienen experiencia en jardinería y gustan apoyar a nuevas familias o miembros de la Mesa Verde, este video también va a ser importante para ustedes.
All right, thank you. So for this video, we're going to be meeting Casey. They are a part of the Mentorship Committee and also one of the founders of Change Garden Project, which is another food justice organization in this area. But she's going to share her experience a little bit.
So Casey es una mentora y ella va a compartir su experiencia.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and actually give me one moment. I didn't do it right setting. Apologize.
Dame un momento, tengo que cambiar el formato.
There you go. All right, you should be able to hear the sound now.
Ya estamos, van a poder oír el sonido.
All right, I'm going to play.
Hello, can you please introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, my name's Casey, and I am currently a mentor with La Mesa Verde and also a co-founder of Change Garden Project.
Can you tell us a little bit about the mentorship part of La Mesa Verde's program?
Yeah, so as a mentor, I have a couple mentees. It varies per person, but right now I have two. And I go and I meet with them monthly to kind of check up on their gardens, and then I just text them or call them or email, depending on who it is, just to kind of talk to them and give them information and make sure that they feel confident moving forward with their beds. And then every month I check in and make sure that, everything's going according to plan and that they're happy with the progress they're making.
What do you like about your relationship with your mentees?
Yeah, my mentees are, honestly, I feel so lucky with this first year having the two of them, because they're very relaxed and they're very eager to learn. And even if I don't necessarily know the answer, I feel comfortable learning it with them. And so that's been, I'm so grateful for that.
Okay. So why do you think gardening is important here in San Jose?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there are a lot of people here that just can't necessarily afford healthy organic food, and I think that is terrible, obviously. And so I think gardening provides an outlet for that, along with, you know, working towards that food justice that LMV is also trying to obtain, because there's a lot that you can do policy-wise, but a lot of times it's even more helpful if you can just take it into your own hands and create a space for people to get that education on how to grow that food themselves.
All right. So say that someone's interested in becoming a garden mentor, but they're not sure. Maybe they don't feel like they're an expert when it comes to gardening. What would you say to them?
Honestly, I felt very similarly when I first was learning about this program. I was like, I don't know that much about gardening, but I'm really passionate about like food justice and helping people and learning these. And I thankfully have a person in our organization that I work with, and he fills that like void for my lack of knowledge. But even then, when I was talking to everyone else, I realized that, you know, this whole program is very collaborative. And so if I don't know something, I can just go to the other mentors who have more knowledge than me, and I can be like, hi, like my mentee and I are a little stumped, like what should we do? And the other mentors help me out, and they provide that knowledge and fill in those gaps that I maybe have. And same with the other way, like they know that they can come to me for any questions and any help. And so I think if you're feeling like it's something you want to try, you should just go for it.
So it seems like you're really passionate about gardening. How did you get into gardening?
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, my grandparents were always like gardening out in the gardens, and it was kind of more something that my like older generations in my family did, but it was like their time. And so I grew up watching it, and I just remember thinking like, I wish I could do that, I want to do that. And then as I got older, I kind of started creeping into it a little bit with like herbs on the windowsill and house plants, you know, like I think how a lot of people my age do. And then I was able to have an internship with a food pantry during college, and it really like opened up my eyes to a lot of the issues that are going on through all of that. And so when I came back home, I found some friends who were also very passionate about what I was passionate about, and they have kind of just been teaching me throughout it. And so now we have several beds through different sites through Change, and I also created garden beds in my family's homes, and we just all garden together. So it's my little like happy space now.
So what do you hope for your mentees in the future?
Yeah, moving forward for my mentees, I hope that they can continue to be curious about everything that they're growing. I hope that, you know, one of them just was really not sure if he would be able to even manage one bed, and now his bed is overflowing and he's so happy with it. So I hope in the future he's able to organize and have space for multiple beds. For the other one, coming into this, I was like, you probably know more than you think you know. And so for them, I hope that they take that step in being a mentor, because I think they could be really great.
What future do you see for La Mesa Verde?
Moving forward for La Mesa Verde, I think they already do so much good. I just hope that they can get kind of the attention that they deserve with what they're doing, and kind of spread their audience and get more mentors and more mentees to come through into this program, because it's really amazing.
All right, so say someone is interested in becoming a mentor with LMV. How can they get started?
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in it, you can go to social medias. They have an Instagram and they have a Facebook. And at the end of this video, they'll also be putting in an email, so you can reach out to people there as well.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time with us today. And hope your garden goes great too, okay?
Thanks, bye.
All right, bye.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching that video. I hope that gave you a little bit of insight on what our mentorship program is and our call to you if you are an experienced gardener to become a mentor next year.
Muchas gracias por ver el video y ojalá que les dio una idea de qué es ser mentor, y si usted es un jardinero con experiencia, por favor, comuníquense con nosotros si les gustaría saber cómo ser un mentor.
So if you are interested in becoming a mentor with us next year, you can check us out on our social media pages. We have an Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. You can message us through there, or you can send an email to Fernando at fernandof@sacredheartcs.org and just let him know that you're interested in joining.
Otra vez, si les gustaría ser un mentor, por favor, se pueden conectar con nosotros. Nos pueden mandar un correo electrónico a Fernando, que ven su correo electrónico por la pantalla, o también pueden comunicarse con nosotros por nuestras páginas de ¿cómo se dice? Social media. So, de Instagram, de YouTube y de Facebook. O pueden ir al sitio web de la Mesa Verde también y ahí comunicarse con nosotros. O pongan en el chat también si están interesados. You can also write in the chat if you're interested.
If you are new to our program and want to learn a little bit more before joining as a mentor, please check out our website at La Mesa Verde, shcs.org, that has our history, and including different parts explaining our program, our committees, and what work we do here in San Jose.
Si son nuevos a la Mesa Verde o a este evento, es la primera vez que están conociendo la Mesa Verde, por favor visiten el sitio web de la Mesa Verde que ven en la pantalla para saber más del programa.
Okay. In the meantime, does anyone have any questions about our mentorship program, what it means to be a mentor, what tasks need to be done as a mentor? Anyone have any questions? If we have any members here who have a mentor right now, if you want to share your experience with your mentor, and if we have mentors in here too, feel free to share your experience with your mentees as well.
So, si hay preguntas o comentarios sobre el programa de ser un mentor en el programa de la Mesa Verde, o si hay miembros que tienen un mentor ahorita, por favor, si tienen un comentario, o si hay mentores ahorita en el evento y tienen comentarios, por favor tomen el tiempo para dar sus comentarios.
Any mentees want to talk a little bit about their mentor and their experience?
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Oh, Fernando creo que está listo.
Yeah, I was born ready.
All right, it looks like we
nací
listo.
But not ready. Well, in Spanish have more sense. No listo como inteligente, ¿no? Listo de estar preparado.
So in Spanish it's different. He said it's not about I'm ready, not based on intelligence, but ready to get to work. To be prepared.
Okay, guys. Welcome, Maria. On this way is garden. So we are in the second place. We have all our members already inside, and so I'm gonna show you this garden.
So estamos ya en el segundo lugar y todos nuestros miembros ya están adentro y les voy a enseñar.
So this is Simón house.
Esta es la casa de Simón.
And here's where Tao has their garden with Simón. And here are the gardeners.
Aquí están los jardineros.
Hi, Simon. Hi, Tao.
Hola, Tao. Hola, Simon.
Okay.
So you can see our members putting their name tags.
Los miembros están poniendo sus nombres.
What did you did for those tomatoes?
¿Qué hiciste para esos tomates?
What did you did to get those so big? Oh my God.
¿Qué hiciste para que crecieran tan grandes?
So Tao dijo, solo agua. Just water.
Tao said just water.
Okay, you're gonna see this in a second, okay? We're gonna do the introduction here and we will start. So give me 1 second. So Carlos, the video is ready?
Yes, I can bring it up anytime.
Un segundo y van a empezar.
Y yo le preguntaba a Carlos si el video que vamos a mostrar aquí ya está listo. Pero just let me show the fruit we have now because I feel in the video we haven't this size.
Voy a enseñar la fruta que está porque en el video no va a enseñar qué grande están ahorita.
So I believe their garden has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different beds. So they started off with 2 with La Mesa Verde and they added in their own.
So el jardín tiene 5 mesas. Empezaron con 2 de la Mesa Verde y agregaron 3 más ellos mismos.
I'm going to say a real quick comment from Nicole Katzen real quick. She's saying, this program and my garden have really helped improve my physical and mental health. It's given me a great sense of community. I'm so thankful for being introduced to this program and mentored by my lovely Lisa Landry. Lisa is one of our mentors who's in the Zoom right now with us.
So Nicole hizo un comentario y dice cuánto ama el programa y cómo que le ha ayudado mucho para mejorar su salud mental y física y porque ha creado mucha comunidad y le da mucho agradecimiento a su mentora Lisa Landry, que también está en el evento ahorita.
Fernando, was there anything else that you wanted to say? Let us know when we can start Tao's video.
Fernando, yes. ¿Tienes algo más que quieres decir y déjanos saber cuándo podemos empezar el próximo video?
I just want to show these little chiles.
Nomás quiero enseñar estos chiles pequeños.
They are not small. That was ironic.
No están chiquitos.
Now this garden is like, oh my God.
Ese jardín tiene mucho color. Y como dijo Fernando, ay Dios mío.
Ay Dios mío. Something that we don't share with you all in the last garden on Toy was and last night somebody harvested all his fruit.
Lo que no compartimos en el video de Tui es que nos estaba diciendo que anoche alguien cortó todos sus vegetales y fruta.
So that is the reason, because you don't see too much fruit in the other garden. You see more green, more leaves, but not too much fruit because somebody take it last night. So he was kind of sad.
So eso pasó anoche y por eso no vieron tanto vegetales y fruta en el jardín de Tui y estaba un poco triste porque eso pasó.
Okay, guys, if you are ready, go ahead with the video. I'm going to start with the event here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Fernando.
Estamos listos para el video. Ellos van a empezar con el evento ahí y nosotros vamos a ver el video.
All right, so this next one is, again, Tao and Simon's garden. They are both first-year gardeners with our program. And yeah, I'm just going to begin.
Este es el jardín de Tao y Simon y lo vamos a empezar.
Welcome to our garden. My name is Tao.
So first off, this is our little seedling nursery box. This is an old lizard cage that we decided to use to keep humidity in, so the seedlings can kind of grow in a better environment next year.
And then
We also have a seed collection that we started when we started gardening. There's a lot of seeds here. We've been like trading with our friends and then keeping some that that we've grown. So it's been really fun to save these. Here we have a nice little sunflower.
And here's some tomato plants that we actually got from the suckers that you pull off and try replanting them.
We have this whiteboard here because sometimes we have these garden work days where we invite friends and family to come through and learn how to garden with us. So we wrote down the tasks so we can work on them together. We just built another garden bed, so we're excited to see what we're gonna put in there, but we gotta plan it out first.
So here in our first box, we made this ourselves using some scrap wood. There's just cucumbers and peppers in here. We have actually lemon cucumber, and I'm not sure about this one.
Maybe a regular one.
Regular cucumber, right
There's
there.
one right here that we really want to harvest soon.
And a few different types of peppers, serrano, bell pepper, and
jalapeno.
Yeah, jalapeno.
And some poblano. So this bed, since we built it ourselves, we built it after we already had the other bed set up. So this one doesn't have an irrigation system, and we were hand watering it at first. At this one point, we were noticing that the water wasn't really getting through all the way. So we did some amendments by adding the alfalfa pellets. I also added some compost that we made ourselves. We'll show you all the worm composting bin later. But that definitely improved the irrigation and made the plants flourish a lot better afterwards.
Another small box that we have over here. This used to have radishes in it, including these strawberries. But we didn't really know that radish doesn't do very well in heat, and when the heat waves came by, they bolted right away. But fortunately, we were able to save the seeds and are planning to plant them when the season comes through.
And then over here in this bed, we have some really big tomatoes that our friend gave us. One plant that I really like is Borage. My friend gave me some seeds and I planted them right here. And the flowers are really cute. You can see there's like pink ones as well as like blue ones. And it's really spiky. But one time a bee stung me, and I looked up online that if you take a borage leaf or a couple borage leaves and you kind of like turn it into a poultice and put it on your wound, that it lessens the inflammation. So I did that, and it was like herbal medicine from the garden, so that was really cool. These are Chinese mustards that I got the seeds from my aunt, and she, so I let these grow, and we did get some harvest in before it started bolting, so now we're just waiting for the seeds to dry so we could save them. This tomato it has like a sort of makeshift cage. We didn't know tomatoes needed cages until they got like pretty big, and by the time this one was so big, we didn't have time to get a cage, so we just got some sticks together and tied it up. So yeah, we learned how important having a tomato cage is. So we had the same problem with our tomatillos. We didn't know that they would grow so big. So again, it's just like a bunch of sticks and string, but it does the work. And then here we have a mystery pepper that I forgot to put down what it was. And so that's something that we have definitely learned. In general, our gardens are kind of overcrowded, so definitely spacing is something that we learned a lot as first-year gardeners. Something that I've really enjoyed growing is Thai basil. When I used to eat at pho restaurants, I would always save the stems and try to propagate them. It didn't always work out, so I was really grateful when La Mesa Verde provided us with the seedlings. I often harvest it and bring it back to my family. as well as this shisho, or tito in Vietnamese. It grows really big, which is just like wonderful, and we eat it a lot with barbecue. This is a nice eggplant that we've grown. We harvested one earlier. I was really happy to see these. I think they're so cute, and not sure if they're gonna flower or fruit anymore, but really grateful for what we've had so far. A common pest that we've dealt with recently have been stink bugs and some assassin bugs. And when we first started this garden, we looked up what kind of beneficial insects we should bring, and so we bought a bunch of lacewing eggs, and we somehow attracted butterflies, yes, but also ladybugs. So I think because of those two, lacewings and ladybugs, we don't really have an aphid problem. Here we have Nasturtium. We learned from a friend that these are good for repelling aphids, so that's why we started growing them. And yeah, no aphid problem. So I think it's a combination of various methods that have really controlled our pests.
So over here we also have a in-ground garden. We're planting the Three Sisters method in here. So starting off, there is the corn, which is planted first. This is corn that we got from
Zapatista farmers.
Yeah, Zapatista's farmers.
And they are multicolored.
And then next we planted beans. Climbing beans to climb the stalks. Unfortunately, some of them are struggling, I think due to some nutrient problems. But you can see here that it's climbing. There's a bean right there. And then next to the bean, to cover the ground, to protect them from pests, we have zucchinis that form a lot of cover. Yeah. Another problem that we have with this garden is that the zucchinis are developing blossom end rot. This one right here is kind of getting it. You can see here, just at the tip, it starts to rot. Better watering method, or just lack of calcium in the soil itself, and that could be amended with adding certain things like seashell.
What do we use? Tums.
Yeah. One of the things that we tried using was using Tums, because Tum is a calcium carbonate, and once dissolved in water, it can be placed into the soil. So hopefully that does solve our issue. This is our worm composting bin. We made this after looking up instructions online. This is a bunch of food scraps that we placed in here, and red wigglers or worms. After 6 months, it practically turns any food scrap that we have into very useful compost.
And we also put a little spigot at the end to collect the worm tea that we mix with water in order to water our plants with it as well. It provides a lot of nutrients for the plants. And yeah, we put this box together ourselves, just with stuff from Home Depot. And we're trying to turn this bathtub into a composting bin. I think that's our next big project. That's it. My name is Tao. I started gardening in October 2020, which is also when I joined La Mesa Verde.
My name is Simon. I also only started gardening when I joined La Mesa Verde around 9 months ago.
I would describe it as like this wonderful program that I think anybody who is interested in gardening should join. It's just a program that provides you basically anything you need to get started, whether that be space, a garden bed, soil, seedlings, seeds, a community, mentorship, workshops. And I think it's just a great way for folks to, basically have a foundation and feel like they're ready to garden. I like urban gardening because, like, living in the city, it's like so busy, there's so much going on, and it's nice to be able to slow down and do some gardening. And I think I've learned so much from it as well. I think it's important because it allows people who live in a place where there's not a lot of access to land to see how important land is, the things that can come out of land, and to really honor and be able to build a relationship with nature.
A typical day is trying to wake up early in the morning enough to garden in when the heat hasn't arrived yet. You know, we have a watering irrigation, so first thing I do is turn that on. It's very useful in watering the big garden beds. After that, check around, normally for any pests. First started gardening, had to really learn about all these organisms and bugs practically that are in the garden. Just a new one keeps popping up every week. So it's just, it's actually kind of fun discovering them and learning about what they come from and what they really do and things like that. Learning about beneficial ones and not so beneficial ones. After that, finishing watering the rest, harvest any fruits that look like they're quite ripe. Normally it would also take more research and just trying to figure out which fruits are ready and things like that. And yeah, just relaxing in the backyard. After all that, that's probably my favorite part. One things we're having a lot of success with is the tomatoes, for sure. The tomatoes have grown quite big. We didn't know quite the extent of how much you should be cutting off leaves as it keeps growing, but eventually we learned, and the tomatoes are doing great. We seem to be having maybe over 100 tomatoes with 4 plants by the end of the season. One of the things we're struggling with for sure is the radishes that we were technically growing in the wrong temperature, but when the summer cools down, then we'll be able to grow those. And the squash with the zucchinis with their end rots and their lack of calcium, just making sure that the soil has the right beneficial bacteria and nutrients was something that I didn't quite understand until just recently.
Another thing that is really interesting is we're growing corn from Zapatista farmers, and that is really exciting because we learned so much from their way of life and their movement and their struggle for autonomy, and being able to learn from their practices is really valuable to us. Some other interesting things is a lot of the Asian herbs and vegetables that I'm able to share with my family. I think at one point we used the Chinese mustard we were growing to make kimchi, and we took the shisho or tieto leaves and ate them with Korean barbecue just in the backyard. So the things that we're struggling with, though, I feel like we learned so much from them, so we feel pretty much like we don't feel like necessarily super sad about it, but more like a learning experience. I'm gonna say time. I think like when I'm busy working a lot, there's, like the other day I didn't work, and so the rooster woke me up, like not our rooster, but a neighbor's rooster woke me up, and I had like all morning to do as much gardening as I can, and it was beautiful. I woke up with the sunset and before the bees came, so that was wonderful. But I think because I'm working almost full time and doing a lot of other things, I don't get as much time with the garden. And I mean, I wouldn't be working so much if the rent wasn't so expensive. So it's kind of like food justice, housing justice, very much related, access to land. And so I guess a struggle for me is finding the time amidst being a worker. If they live in San Jose, they should join La Mesa Verde.
Yeah, I also agree with that. For me, I feel like one of the things that they should also do first is sort of start small, but see the whole process the whole way through, because just in that, I feel like there's a lot to learn. And just having one plant that you love, or that's your favorite, that you can eat or harvest from, or if it's a flower, and seeing it grow the whole way through is a rewarding process, and I think will carry you on to continue gardening, which I think is the most important part.
I think one of the first things I noticed as I was gardening was how important it is to kind of like trim things in a way to help it grow better, and that taught me a lot about capacity and boundaries for myself. And then really slowing down and paying attention to things, that taught me so much about how to go about life. So there's definitely a huge sort of spiritual, mental, emotional health aspect to it. As for physical health, being outdoors more, eating the food that we grow as well. It's delicious, and like I know it's organic. So yeah, and socially too, getting to know, I love people who love plants are honestly the best people. And so it's just been fun to like get to know more people who love to garden as well.
For me, I do a lot of cooking. So I feel like with the abundance of vegetables and herbs that grow in the garden, it's very nice to be able to plan meals and also kind of plan cooking for other people. So in that aspect, I feel like that's made my life a little bit more fuller and healthier. In addition to that, gardening itself, if you want, can be a very laborsome task. And during COVID, I feel like sometimes for some people it's hard to find some physical activity to go on and do, and gardening is just one of those things that kind of demands you to keep making sure you come out and take care of the plants and take care of you.
When I joined La Mesa Verde, I was on food stamps, and a lot of the people in my family are on or have been on food stamps, and a lot of my aunts who live in like low-income housing or affordable senior housing, they go to the food bank all the time, and a lot of the food that they're given, you don't get a choice. And so it's a lot of food that isn't culturally relevant to them, so that creates a lot of food waste, but they do give it out to their neighbors in a sort of like mutual aid kind of way. But you know, like they don't know if it's organic. And so definitely just within my own family, those who don't have income or don't have enough income where they, you know, like all their income is going to rent, then food access is definitely a huge issue. And obviously San Jose being as expensive as it is, food access is a huge issue for folks here. Those who aren't making enough money, or those who are, but it's just so expensive here that it's just a big problem for everybody.
For me, I feel like access to a lot of ingredients in the area, and just in general, when it comes to trying to live more of a healthy lifestyle, there's quite a few roadblocks. And you know, living with people who are vegan, it is very, very challenging for them to keep up a diet that doesn't cause them, you know, to try to eat in a healthy way because of the lack of resources that are in the area. So I feel like going back to why urban farming is important and things like that, it is working towards food justice in that sense.
And I think it's important for us to let our imagination run big when we think about justice. I think of like community land trusts, housing cooperatives, things that aren't owned by big companies or even the government, because I think people deserve to you know, like be in relationship with the land and be aware of that this land is stolen, and sort of work towards ways towards rematriating the land, returning it to indigenous folks and learning from their practices, so that we know how to really lessen the environmental impact that has caused us all these problems, and to stop putting profit over people, and to stop seeing housing as something that is to be profited off, and therefore land and food. So I think of food justice, I think of like housing cooperatives, food, like all types of cooperatives that people autonomously form and run.
I feel like for me it says a lot about the humanity of someone having the ability to control what they eat, how they eat it, where it comes from, and how they enjoy it really is important to me. I feel like sometimes that is extremely lost, especially in this area. Being able to take back some of that control is working towards something that I feel like would help a lot of people.
Let's meet up. Let's share seeds and have garden work days and just interact more and share the land. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more greater that would come out from just us coming together and being able to communicate, talk about how we want to use the land. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. Hope you all liked that second video. Their garden's pretty amazing. They expanded so much within the first year, and they've had nothing but successes, honestly. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It looks like, Fernando, you're on live right now. Was there something that you wanted to say?
No más quería decir, ojalá que les gustó el video. Simon y Tao han tenido mucho éxito con su jardín. Y ahora vamos de regreso con Fernando.
Hi everyone, we are enjoying this place. This is a beautiful garden with our members right now. And in this place, we decide to just open the floor for everyone to share and ask questions about the garden. Go ahead, Roberto.
Estamos disfrutando el jardín de Simon y Tao y ahorita en este momento estamos dejando que miembros hagan preguntas y hagan comentarios.
Also, Simon and Tao have a box of seeds. I hope you see that in the video. So they were sharing seeds with everyone. And also they were showing the worm compost bean and how they harvest this worm tea.
También como vieron en el video, Simon y Tao tienen tienen semillas y también como vieron del compost que tiene la agua de las ayúdame aquí, Fernanda, tú vas a tener este término mejor.
Ese es un compost que se hace con las lombrices, pero las lombrices botan un líquido y ese líquido, si tú lo cosechas, ¿no? Si lo guardas, es un muy buen fertilizante para las plantas. Normalmente se conoce como el té de lombrices.
So, ahorita en el evento ellos están viendo, los que están allí en persona, lo están viendo en persona la caja de semillas, también lo del compost.
This is a question for Carlo. Carlo, are you ready for the next video?
Yes. So
estamos listos para el próximo video.
So the next videos that we are going to show are the Kids Club videos. So as they're finishing up at Tao's garden, we'll watch what the Kids Club committee has for us today. So
mientras que terminan en la casa, en el huerto de Simon y Tao, vamos a ver el video ahora de los del club de niños de jardinería.
I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. They worked really hard on this. All of the Kids Club members actually did a video, so
yes.
Creo que les va a gustar mucho este video. Todos los niños del club de niños hicieron un video, so les va a gustar mucho.
So just a little before we start with the video, the Kids Club, it's Kids Club Semillitas Verdes. That is the name of this group of parents and kids who are learning together how to grow food and how be aware about the environment and protect the nature.
So este club se llama Semillitas Verdes, el Kids Club en inglés, Semillitas Verdes en español, y en este están aprendiendo de jardinería y también ¿Lo quieres decir tú, Fernando? No, creo que esto es muy importante y que Fernando
Claro que
diga
sí.
lo del club.
Este club de padres y niños están aprendiendo juntos cómo cultivar alimentos, pero también cómo generar conciencia medioambiental y la conciencia y el cuidado que necesita la naturaleza. Poner esa semilla en la conciencia de nuestros niños y niñas es algo muy importante que han hecho de forma muy intencional los padres y miembros de este comité. Así que disfruten el video. Please enjoy this video. You're gonna love it.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Hope you're
Carlos.
ready.
Thank you.
All right, ready, set, and go.
Hola, hola. Yo soy Petra y yo soy Olivia. Nosotras somos las semillitas verdes. Venga, vamos a hacer nuestro jardín. Estos son los tomates verdes. Y aquí están las calabazas y aquí están las calabacitas. Y aquí están los chiles. Y aquí están las flores. Mi papá. Y estos son los tomates. Ahora vamos a enseñar la composta con Petra. Nos gusta hacer composta. Y tenemos castras de verduras aquí de nuestra cocina. Ya vamos a hacer una ensalada ahorita. Ven, Olivia. Vete. Son los del Kids Club de semillitas verdes. Y les vamos a decir lo que necesitan las plantas. Necesitan aire, agua, sol, gusanos, hay cuchinillas para que las plantas ayuden a crecer y también gusanos. Y las babosas se comen las plantas. Vamos a enseñarles cómo hacer una ensalada. Olivia, pepinos. Que no se caiga, ¿ok? Ten cuidado. Todos los pepinos, todos.
¿Te gustan los pepinos, Olivia?
Muy bien. Ahora los tomates. Ahora el limón. Ahora el limón. Perfecto. Un poco de tajín. El tajín es delicioso. Chiloso, un poquitito. Ahora, ¿tienes idea? Estamos listos para comerlo. Vamos a probar. Déjame agarrar un poco de tomate. Wow. Son deliciosos. Adiós. Está buenísimo. Adiós. 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 ¿De dónde se fue la cámara?
Hi, my name is Edwin Sanchez, and this is my family's garden. I am part of Semillitas Verdes, and today we're going to be showing you part of our little garden. So over here, there's cucumber, which I really love to eat. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit of this right there. Okay, we put that there. So, and after that, we wanted to show you guys this, but they're not ready yet. They are my mom's crops of, how is it called again? Corn. And over here we have little chilies. You can see right here in the middle. So we're just gonna cut it right there and put it in. And this is our harvest today. Hi, my name is Jairo Sanchez, and I'm part of the Club of Semillitas Verdes. Today, I'm going to be showing you all types of delicious vegetables and fruits. First of all, we have this sweet honeydew melon, and we're going to be cutting it today because it's growing a lot, and we think it's done. There we go. It's sweet and juicy. Next, we have these tomatoes. We don't know which ones
They're not ready.
are ready, but we think that they're about to be. So come on, follow me. We also have these chilies, and we're going to be cutting all of them. I guess that's all. Oh wait, no. There we go. And as you can see, we have some sunflowers drying, but we have these. My dad likes to eat the seeds because he thinks that they're good. So as you can see, I can even grab one and eat it without even doing anything, and it opens really easily. Yummy. We're also going to be cutting these other types of tomatoes. As you can see, this one I'm going to be cutting. It's a really good tomato. And I think this one's also ready. So
They're
let's go.
tomatillos. Tomatillos.
Yep, they're fresh tomatoes.
Tomatillos.
Hi, my name is Rupert. And my name is Satya. I'm going to show what vegetables we have. This is mango. This is maybe. This is cilantro. This is basil, and this is cilantro. And that is tomato. cucumber, and this is bitter gourd. And these are 3 different types of eggplants. And these are cherry tomatoes. And these are amaranthus. That is currently. And this is the honey. And these are beans. And these are a type of summer squash. And these are a type of summer squash. And we have potatoes here. Let's go back to see some green peppers. So these are the green peppers. And there's more of bitter gourd here. And bitter gourd is an Indian vegetable. And thank you, La Mesa Verde, and we're very happy to be in Kids Club. Bye. Bye.
Hi, my name is Ventura, and I'm 14 years old, and that is our garden. And that's it.
My name is Tahani Green. I'm 9 years old and I'm in the Kids Club. This is my family garden. Right here's some cucumber growing. And I'm having fun growing my garden.
What are you doing now?
I'm watering my cucumbers.
Okay. Okay. Tomato.
Those are tomatoes. Peppers.
Where's the pepper?
The pepper is right here and here.
There's a new one. There's a one growing above it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's this big plant right here?
This big plant is the zucchini. And down here you can see some zucchini growing.
And what's this?
That is zucchini flower.
Okay. And what do we have here?
These are tomatoes. That's what I got.
So what are you doing now?
I'm gonna cut this because it doesn't have any flowers and it's just some dead leaves.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna cut this red tomato because it's ready. And this is the tomato, and some other tomatoes are growing which are green, and this one just fell for some reason.
Oh. Okay, you have a nice garden. What are these over here? Some little, looks like little cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, they're cherry tomatoes.
Okay, and that's my garden.
And that's my garden. Bye. my name is Basil. I would like to show you my family garden. Here I have some tomatillos, and you see that some of them are growing right here and here too. Here we have some flowers and lavanda to attract butterflies and bees and other insects. And my favorite is mint.
Why do you like mint?
Because it smells good. We have some tomatoes. Here's one growing and another one growing right here. Here we have bell peppers. My mom likes them a lot, but I don't like them because they are a little bit spicy. Here are more bell peppers. Here we have some zucchinis. This one's growing. Today I harvest this huge zucchini. This is one of my favorite things to eat. Here we have more zucchinis and they're flowers. They are growing. Have you ever seen them? I like to help my mom put nutrients into the soil. Plants like to eat a lot. This is food for the plants. I'm digging a hole to put these nutrients in. Oh, I'm gonna put. You cover it with soil. My favorite part is to water the plants. Remember, do it on the ground, not the leaves. My favorite part of gardening is harvesting. This kind of looks like feet.
Do you like carrots?
Yes, I love carrots. Here I have some sunflowers and some corn and a melon I planted. The corn.
Wow. Yummy. It looks yummy.
And over here we have some melon I planted.
You planted that?
Yep.
Wow. It is growing.
The small things over there, those are melons.
And here is another one. You see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your melons that you planted from seeds.
Yep.
Good job, Cecile.
Here I have a sunflower. They're one of my favorites, too. I like gardening because it's fun, and I like to eat the fruits and vegetables, and I like to eat the sunflower seeds. Another reason I like gardening is because I like to put seeds in the soil and watch them grow. And that was our garden. Thank you for watching. Gracias, Mesa Verde.
Hola, soy Sara y pertenezco al Kids Club y ese es mi home theme.
Wasn't that fun, everyone? Thank you, Kids Club, for all your hard work, including the parents who helped make this possible.
Que no fue divertido eso. Muchas gracias, Semillitas Verdes, por hacer sus videos y a sus familias por apoyarlos.
I see that Maria Mendez has her hand up.
Veo que María Méndez tiene su mano levantada.
Maria, can you hear us?
María, ¿nos escuchas? ¿Tienes un comentario?
Okay. All right. So,
yes. Yeah, I just wanted to say that that was very awesome. And thank you for all the kids. It's the first year I seen it, even though I've been on the Mesa Verde for a couple of years, but that was the best. I just love all the enthusiasm and all the kids sharing, and it was awesome. I just wanted to say that.
María, ¿te gustaría traducirlo?
I just wanted to say that.
En español.
Perdón. He estado en la Mesa Verde por unos años y es el primer año que veo el jardín de los niños y los niños activos. Es maravilloso verlo. Estuve muy impresionada con todos los niños, con todo lo que están haciendo. Me impresionó mucho y estoy muy orgullosa de todos ellos y quiero decirles muchas gracias a todos por compartir sus jardines.
Gracias.
So I believe we do have some Kids Club parents here. So does anyone have any questions about Kids Club?
Vemos que tenemos niños aquí de Semillitas Verdes y ahora también pregunto si alguien tiene preguntas o comentarios de Semillitas Verdes o del video.
Hey, Mariana, are you there?
Mariana, ¿estás allí?
Okay, it's okay. Is there anyone else in Kids Club here? Let me check real quick.
Está bien, estoy revisando a ver si está alguien más de Semillitas Verdes.
Oh, Nicole, yes, did you want to say something about Kids Club? Anything you want to share?
Sure.
¿O te gustaría decir un comentario de Semillitas Verdes?
Sure. Hello, my name is Nicole. I am Ventura Peña's mom. This is our first year being a part of La Mesa Verde and also Semillitas Verdes. It's been great with having COVID and being restricted and having the kids so much indoors. It was a great way to get my child and all of our children outdoors in the sun again, getting active and teaching them the importance of eating healthy and also having this sense of community. It's been great. We've been doing a lot of projects together.
All right. So, Nicole es la mamá de Ventura y dice que Semillitas Verdes ha sido una gran forma de que los niños salgan afuera otra vez y más que hemos estado viviendo los últimos 16, 17 meses con las restricciones por la pandemia. Les ha enseñado, han aprendido los niños más la importancia de comer saludable y salir y compartir con otros niños también.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole. So I see a comment from Nalayani in the chat. He's saying, I completely agree. I agree completely with Maria. It's wonderful to see the kids growing their own food. Thank you for Kids Club and the parents for encouraging the kids. And thanks to Carlo and Fernando and the LMV team for capturing and publicizing the kids' work.
Comparto los comentarios de María. Es fabuloso ver a los niños crecer su propia comida. Muchas gracias a Semillitas Verdes y a sus familias por seguir apoyando a los niños. Gracias a Carlo, a Fernando y a todo el equipo de la Mesa Verde por capturar Semillitas Verdes y publicarlo, el trabajo que están haciendo con este comité.
Okay, so it looks like Fernando's at Heather's Garden now. This is our third stop. Fernando, can you hear us?
Parece que Fernando ya está en el equipo en vivo en el jardín de Heather. Fernando, ¿nos escuchas?
Okay, I think he's talking to some folks still.
Creo que todavía está hablando con unas personas.
Okay, so just a quick question to our La Mesa Verde members that are already here. So we're starting our recruitment season for gardeners for next year. So if you had to say anything to anyone who's interested in this program, what would you tell them about LMV?
Si estás interesado en esto, ¿qué dirías a otras personas de la Mesa Verde, ahorita donde estamos, lo que hemos visto, o hablando de sus experiencias en la Mesa Verde?
Does anyone want to say anything? Any of our new gardeners?
¿Alguien quiere decir un comentario, especialmente nuestros nuevos jardineros?
Does anyone here know, does anyone know anyone that was inspired by seeing your garden and wants to join this program or ask questions about your program, program?
¿Alguien aquí sabe o quiere hacer un comentario de alguien que se inspiró por ver su jardín y eso les dio interés en inscribirse o ser parte del programa de la Mesa Verde? Si alguien puede dar un comentario.
Sí, yo, María, tengo ya 4, ¿cómo se dice? Probables miembros para el próximo año. Y realmente yo he estado compartiendo mucho de mis calabacitas, pepinos y tomates y están muy contentos y quieren ellos también probar. So, ya les voy a dar la información muy pronto. Ojalá que se unan a nosotros para que también ellos tengan su propio huerto el próximo año.
Yeah, so this is Maria. Maria said she has 4 potential families or people that are interested in joining La Mesa Verde. She's been sharing her cucumbers, her tomatoes, and other produce from her garden. And she's really hoping that these four people, households that she's connected to, will join La Mesa Verde in the community next year.
Okay, thank you so much, Maria.
You're welcome.
Gracias, Maria.
Nicole said something. This is Nicole's message to anyone who is interested in joining La Mesa Verde and starting to learn to garden. She says, I would say, what are you waiting for? Please come and be a part of this wonderful family and community. It's such a blessing and much easier than you think. Yes, my neighbors are talking to me every day and I still need garden signs. We'll get that to you eventually, Nicole. Also, I have some family and friends who have seen my Instagram posts about my garden who are also interested. And Nalani says that she wants to join Kids Club.
Well, Nicole dice, yo diría, ¿qué estás esperando? Ven y únete a este programa. Somos familia, una gran comunidad. Es una bendición. Y es más fácil de lo que piensan. Muchos de mis vecinos me hablan todos los días de mi jardín. Y hey, La Mesa Verde, ¿dónde están mis letreros para el jardín? Carlos dice que se los va a entregar muy pronto. Y también tengo amigos y familiares que han visto en el social media, como en Instagram y el Facebook, los jardines, y están muy interesados. Y dicen a la Jenny que dice, yo me quiero unir a las semillitas verdes.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to go ahead and go to Fernando, who's live at Heather's Garden. It looks like he's ready. Fernando, can you hear us?
Carlo, just remember Mariana had her hand up, so maybe when we come back, or we can go to Mariana and then Fernando.
We can do Mariana first, and then we can go to Fernando. That's fine. We're on time right now. So, is it Mariana? Did you
Yes.
have your? Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Carlo. I'm sorry. I was busy. I couldn't share with you about the Kids Club or experience with Kids Club. This has been a great experience for the families that are part of the Kids Club. The children are enjoying the activities. Also, I wanted to mention that there is this great farm called the Taylor Street Farm.
We have not had anyone bring it in, or we have not seen it.
Oh.
So we've been inside the whole time, and none of our clients.
I'm sorry.
have found it. Okay. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
about that.
Thank you. So I'm sorry. So I wanted to share that we are partnering with this farm, Taylor Street Farm, and they are providing this space for children to experience in more deeper way the gardening. So please don't miss the Kids Club. Bring your kids. Contact us. We will be happy to provide information and what we do together and how we do it. This is a group where you can, as parents, you can develop and practice your leadership skills. Also, your children will have that opportunity. So as you could see in the videos, they were proud of showing their gardens and showing their produce and showing how they enjoy eating their own produce. So we all of you to be part of this experience also.
Mariana, could you do that in Espanol, please?
Sí, perdón. También quería decirles que estamos trabajando junto con una granja que se llama la granja de Taylor Street Farm. Y en esta granja también tenemos actividades como grupo, como Kids Club, como grupo de niños, en donde ellos también pueden practicar y tener una experiencia más profunda de lo que significa crecer tus propios vegetales. Y ellos aprenden ciencia, aprenden paciencia. Es muy divertido. También, como vieron en los videos, los niños disfrutan su jardín, disfrutan comer, crecer su jardín y disfrutan comer lo que producen en su jardín. Queremos que todos sean parte de esta experiencia, y es un lugar, es un grupo en donde ustedes pueden también practicar sus habilidades de liderazgo, y también sus niños, como vieron en el video. Ellos hicieron este video, ellos compartieron su jardín con todos ustedes, y queremos que todos los niños en la Mesa Verde se sientan igual de orgullosos. Entonces, únanse al grupo, es súper divertido para los niños también.
Gracias, Mariana. Okay, so we're going to go directly to Fernando now. It looks like he's ready. Fernando, go ahead and take the floor.
Hello, everyone. Oof, it's getting warm here. So, Roberto, is he still there?
I am still here, Fernando. Todavía estoy aquí.
Perfect. So right now we are on Heather's house, and she's gonna show us this garden bed. You can see the big garden bed. It's from La Mesa Verde, and this small one, and she built it. And you will see more details in the video. So right now we are all here, and we will start this garden tour on Heather's house.
Ahorita estamos en la casa de Heather y ven este jardín, jardín grande. Ella lo creyó, y ahorita en un momento van a ver más detalles de su jardín en el video.
Okay, so Carlo, please help us with the video, and please enjoy this event. Has been really fun being here, and I'm pretty sure those who are looking through their phone too.
Carlo, ahora ti ayúdanos con el video. Y nos vemos pronto. Ha sido un evento muy divertido.
Okay, give me one moment.
Dame un momento.
Okay. And 1, 2, 3, go.
Y ahí vamos.
Hi, I'm Heather and welcome to my garden. So I have two beds in my front yard. This one is from La Mesa Verde and this is one I put in last year before the pandemic started. I just wanted a small bed where I could put strawberries right next to the sidewalk where a lot of children walk by and they can come and pick them and eat them as they're going on their walk. This year, they came back this year all on their own and are doing really well again this year. The thyme I put in just recently, actually, and it's obviously thriving and the bees love it, so it's brought a lot of bees to the front yard here, which is wonderful. And then this is the bed that was provided by La Mesa Verde and that the La Mesa Verde team and volunteers came and helped to install. I put the flowers in this bed so that the flowers would bring color to the front yard. I have another bed in the backyard that we'll see. But the things I chose to put here was the flowers because they bring a lot of color and some things that I would be happy to share with anybody who was walking by who wanted to grab something, or maybe I could put things out that people can take as they go by. So starting in the back is the zucchini, which has been thriving, requires a lot of cutting back actually. You can see there's a couple that need to be picked right now. It has been providing a lot of really large zucchinis. In front of the zucchini I have these, I put all the peppers, and so I have an ancho pepper, I have a serrano pepper, or chili, the jalapeno, and the other ancho. I have two anchos in the front here. And they're all producing a lot of peppers right now. We have been enjoying the jalapeno, and the serrano I plan to make like a chili sauce with those because there's so many of them. They just all showed up at once and they're already, I think, to go. So, and then I look forward to making a plan with these anchos. They look really dark green and ready to eat, so I'm excited about those too. In front of the serrano I have the chard, which is thriving and has been providing a lot of good leafy green meals for us, and it just keeps going, so I'm really excited about that. And I've been learning new things to cook with chard, so it's been a really great opportunity. There's some green onions that came from the seeds that we received, and they're still growing. So next to the zucchini is the lemon cucumber, which has been very prolific, and it's hard to keep up with. It's so prolific, it produces so many lemon cucumbers that I can't pick them as fast as they come out and are ready to go. But they're delicious and they're a lot of fun to make salads with. So that's been really great to have in this garden. That's been probably the one thing we eat consistently from this garden because there's so many of them and they're easy to prepare. This is the tomato I put in the front yard. I put the paste tomato, and it's been also very prolific, and we're just now starting to see the color change on those. In front of the tomato is the eggplant, and so far I've harvested one really big, beautiful eggplant that I'm finding a recipe to use, and I'm waiting to see if these other beautiful lilac flowers bring us more eggplants. I don't know what to expect. I've never grown an eggplant before. So, and then the cilantro, which is already not very happy, but it came early and we used some, and it's just kind of turned quickly as cilantro can do. Chives, and that is it for this bed. So this is the backyard, and this is the bed that La Mesa Verde helped to install back here. And this is where I put the things that I didn't want the neighbors coming by and eating. So we had to cut down this rosemary, took up this whole space and needed to be trimmed, so it was a good opportunity. So in this bed, actually hiding back here, maybe not thriving because it's hidden too much. There's the long beans here. The tomatoes, of course, really thrive here, so they take over very quickly. But this is the cherry tomatoes, and they're just coming in, they're getting their color, and I'm excited because these are my favorites. So I'm excited to see them turning orange, and I've been eating them right off the plant. Okay, and then in front, we have more of the green onions. Again, they're coming, but they're not, I don't think they're ready yet. I'm not sure, I've never grown green onions before. You can see right next to it, this is not active anymore, but early on when they were just little seedlings, I had a lot of earwigs eating the tender little baby leaves on the baby plants. And so I put these little cat food tins with olive oil and soy sauce, and it worked very well. So I just never removed them, but they were really effective. So this is, I believe, this is a melon. This was another seed. The things in front were the seeds. So green onions. I think this is a melon. We'll see if it produces something. I don't know. So this bed gets much less light. As you can tell, there's a lot of shade here. So it's a little bit of an experiment to see if some things are getting enough sun to actually produce fruit. This was a little pepper that was eaten by the earwigs, and it's really struggled. I left it in just to see what it would do, but it's, I think it's no, it's a bell pepper. I had to put in a new bell pepper after that, and actually it's doing well, but it seems to be reaching for the sun and finally putting out little spots where there might be peppers coming out. Back here I have another cucumber. I actually don't know. I think it's a green cucumber, but it's not producing any fruit yet. I'm guessing that's because of the sun, because the other cucumbers that are in the sun are very prolific already. So I'm learning a lot. This is basil. I actually had basil. I've never had luck with basil before, so I'm actually really excited. I bought the basil, and it's doing really well, and so having this bed has been great for that, because I've never succeeded here in California with basil. This is the cilantro. Again, it's kind of already flowered and bolted, and but we still have been eating it, and it's been really great to have. And I have, yeah, this is a tomato. This is the classic tomato. And again, maybe because of the position, it doesn't have as much sun, but it's not producing any fruits yet. So, or flowers, just barely. Like starting to think about flowers in some parts. There was one little flower part actually that broke off. I was trying to trim it back, and there was one little section with flowers and it broke. But it's really, considering how well tomatoes, as you can see, tend to do here, I think maybe the sun is really important. There's an important difference in the sun in this part of the yard. So this bed is a bed that was built in when the yard was landscaped, and usually I grow tomatoes here, or in the past I've grown tomatoes here. They do really well because the sun comes right in here, like it's starting to do. Until there needed to be a rotation. Actually, I had to take out the tomatoes last year and do some other things. But this year, my mentor, my La Mesa Verde mentor, Melon, gave me a tomato plant, and it's really, appears to be doing really well. So, yeah, seems to be back to having a good time with tomatoes here. The other thing that does well here is cucumbers in the past, and so I put a cucumber here, and right now, this one has been a little dry. I think this bed gets sun, but not as much water. So I try to give it more water, but I forget sometimes. And but yeah, I've been eating cucumbers off of this plant, and it's okay, even though it looks a little scraggly. I got this butternut squash, and it's thriving. So. Yeah, I have some that are, it looks like they're going to be ready pretty soon, actually. It's producing a lot of squash, and I've never grown butternut squash before, so it seems to be doing well. And then in the back here, this is the tomatillo, the pineapple tomatillo that we got, and I have no idea what it wants or needs, so I need to pay more attention to it, but it seems to be growing, and yeah, I just need to figure out how to maybe prop it up a little bit or something so it has its own space. And then this is a watermelon, and I've tried to grow a watermelon in the past and had no luck. This one seems to be doing a little better, but I don't know if it gets enough water. I don't know if it has what it needs here to actually produce watermelons. So that's what I'm waiting to see, if it'll produce any watermelons. But I've never gotten watermelon past seed before, so this is pretty exciting already. So. Hi, my name is Heather Melon, and I've been gardening a little bit for about maybe 6 or 7 years, but just very little, like putting some tomato plants in the ground and see what happens, if they will grow. And we live in an area where tomatoes tend to do very well, so that has always been easy, but sometimes I put other things in the ground, maybe for the past few years, try different things and see what happens, but I didn't have any knowledge about what I was doing. It was just experimenting. So I joined La Mesa Verde this past year, and they've helped me with this bed and the beds that we have here. So that I've been gardening with actual more information and better idea of what I'm doing since then. So La Mesa Verde is it's a fantastic organization and resource, I think, for San Jose, for the community. It's there's just many levels of resources and awareness, I think, that it brings for members and for the community in terms of individual level support for growing food and understanding how to garden and how to improve your gardening skills. But also, at the same time, always aware of what this is doing for the community and how to be a contributing member or organization for the whole community, bringing gardening and food access to not just the members, but expanding the membership, and also thinking about beyond just the members, but how they're contributing to the whole city and the whole community. So many things. So one, on a simple level, I think that urban gardening is important for bringing green and growth to urban environments, for bringing more awareness of the need for growth and greenery in an urban environment, so that we don't kind of decay into concrete without being aware of what the life in the city needs. Also making people in the city aware of the need for access to food and fresh food, especially in an urban environment, that the city doesn't become a place where you can only buy processed food and you can only access overly processed food, and instead it helps keep everyone aware of the need and the possibility of accessing fresh food and raw food right here in the city. So especially it's been hot with the summer, so water is like the number one thing, making sure even when I'm away, making sure there's someone who is going to give the plants water. And then the other thing that a lot of gardening, earlier on, it was more about pests and making sure that the little tiny plants weren't being attacked by pests that were going to prevent them from growing. Pests have been less of an issue since now that they're thriving. What is more of an issue is making sure all the plants have the space that they need to grow, because they're doing really well, some of them, and so zucchini and tomatoes, they want to take over the whole garden, and so making sure that they keep to their space and provide light and air and the nutrients that the other plants need. So that's been a lot of the maintenance, is keeping things in check. I think maybe that all the plants have their own needs, and learning what all those needs are, and when something happens that a plant's not growing, trying to understand why that one is growing but that one is not, and what it's that knowledge. It's the knowledge of all the different components that go into understanding what each plant needs. That's really fun, but also the challenging part for me. I think that putting something in the ground and seeing what happens is one starting point, but then I think it's been really helpful, and I would really recommend finding mentors or a source of information, because there are so many simple things that you can do to change from no idea why things are happening to knowing what you can do to fix a problem that's occurring or deal with a challenge that's happening. So I mean, that I joined La Mesa Verde because the resources that they can provide is amazing. And so if there are other resources like La Mesa Verde, but finding someone who can provide you that information. I also have a neighbor who's really knowledgeable, so sometimes I go to her, but nothing has compared to joining La Mesa Verde to like as a starting point for getting to start my garden on the right foot, and may it have success. I mean, physical health also is kind of obvious, but it's so easy to come out here and get chard, like leafy green vegetables, and the cucumbers, and now the tomatoes are coming. I can just grab them, and so that changes how I, prepare meals every day. And then mental health. I mean, just yesterday, I was thinking about this when you asked about what the day-to-day is like. I didn't talk about this, but like last night, I spent all day in front of the computer and a lot of stressful work. And I just realized I have this opportunity to go, I have something I have to do. It's productive, it needs to get done. And it's completely different. It's going outside, enjoying the evening outside, getting my hands on the plants. I had to trim things, I had to check and see how everybody was doing in the bed. And it completely changed my mood for how I went from that stressful day into the evening. It just completely changed my whole mood. And so yeah, being able to do that anytime, almost every day, is really very beneficial for me. So yeah, I mean, I think, well, for myself and for my family, I think, bringing the food in and putting out on the counter, like sliced up cucumbers or tomatoes, and that's what they eat. It changes how we interact with food every day. And how we, without even thinking about it, can prioritize healthy food and healthy eating. And yeah, I think also what I talked about with having a space to go and connect with greenery and outdoors and nature, that's how the gardens have affected my health, I think. I know from what I've seen, I think there could be a lot more community gardens access. I know for us in this neighborhood, there's actually a lot of demand for community gardens and not enough spaces provided for community garden to meet the demand. And I also know I've seen in some places community gardens that have been started and suffer from, maybe it's just like the past year, people have struggled with maintaining them. So maybe that's just a temporary issue, but sometimes there's difficulty to sustain them. So anyway, the access to community gardens, I think, is something that the city struggles with. I think how parks are used in the city is a big question, and how the open spaces and the green spaces can be used as something that should be addressed on the city level for gardens and for other things too. They're remodeling our park, and I don't agree with what they're doing. But anyway, so I think, and also farmers markets and getting food to the community. There are some farmers markets around here I know our local farmers market has struggled because of low attendance, and I think maybe that's an awareness issue that, you know, making people, like an education issue, making people in the neighborhood more aware of what they can gain by accessing the farmers market so that it can thrive here. And I'm sure that farmers markets are unevenly distributed around the city, so that's something that can always be improved. And I also know, for example, we had one international, you know, like access to foods other than like, you know, mass-produced farming, you know, mass farming, grocery store food. There are different ways to access that kind of food, and those, I think they struggle to stay alive in the city, and so maybe that's an education issue, and making more people aware of those resources and improving access to those resources would be beneficial. I think about unequal access to food, that there actually is abundant fresh food, and I mean we have neighbors right here. We have very abundant food in this block, and a few blocks away there are people who have not nearly enough food, and that doesn't make sense to me. That's another food justice issue I think a lot about, because we live so close to farming communities, is how the farm workers who provide our abundant food, the conditions they live in, the conditions they work in, it's very visible. Anybody who lives here and eats the food can easily see, just drive by and see those conditions. And so why don't those conditions change? I think that's a huge food justice issue as well that we need to pay more attention to. I'm happy that I can be counted with urban gardeners in some way, and I hope we can be as much of a community as possible and support each other and provide resources for each other. And I hope I can make use of your knowledge as much as possible, and I hope that we can find ways together to work on the problems of access. I think if urban gardeners working together have more potential to find solutions to the unequal access to food, that if we pool together our resources, that's how we can find solutions to those problems. Thank you for visiting my garden. I wish you success this year with your own gardening adventures, and have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed our third stop. Heather's garden looks amazing. Much better than mine, honestly.
Fabuloso. Ojalá que les haya gustado el jardín de Heather. Es la tercera parada del tour.
Okay, so right now, what's happening is our members that are in person are heading to Franklin Elementary after Heather's. Oh, I see Fernando. Fernando, hi.
Lo que está pasando ahorita es de que los miembros que están en la casa de Heather se están preparando a ir a la última parada, que es la primaria Franklin. Ahora está Fernando.
Hey guys, what's up? How's going there?
Hola, ¿cómo están todos en la nube del internet?
Right now we are wrapping up here, so we will get to Franklin Elementary School, and we will visit that garden school. We have 16 garden beds there, so you will see that too.
Ahorita estamos terminando aquí, estamos listos para ir a la primaria, estamos preparando para ir a la primaria Franklin, y allí tenemos 16 camas de jardines.
Okay, so we do have
here. Our members are still sharing. tips about gardening, knowledge. And Heather prepared some fresh water with cucumbers, so we were delighting with that.
So ahora los miembros todavía están compartiendo información de jardinería, su propia experiencia de ellos. Y también Heather preparó rica agua con pepinos que estamos disfrutando.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to close this part and we will see you in the next place. Carlos, do you have the video there?
Vamos a terminar aquí y los vemos todos en la escuela Franklin. Carlos, ¿tienes el video listo?
All right, so we do have one last video of one of our veteran gardeners, Martha. Give me one moment to bring it up.
Tenemos un último video, y este es de nuestra jardinera Marta. Deme un momento para ponerlo.
So Roberto, how are you doing translating everything?
Yo estoy bien. Dice Fernando, ¿cómo estás, Roberto, traduciendo todo? I'm doing well, Fernando.
Okay, okay.
You know, I got the brain working, but when I leave here, I'm not going to know if I'm speaking Spanish or English, you know?
I know.
Pero cuando termine, no voy a saber si estoy hablando español o inglés.
Yes.
Pero todo bien.
Eso nos pasa mucho a quienes estamos haciendo ese rol, ¿no? That happens a lot when you are doing this translation. When you finish, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what language you're talking. So cuando terminamos de hacer estas traducciones así a la vez, cuando terminamos el evento ya no sabemos qué idioma estamos hablando. So, si estamos un poco confundidos, que la gente nos disculpe. Okay, guys, enjoy the video. This video is like everyone other, but this is a special video. Marta is one of our members who have been with us for a long, long time. So you're going to hear the whole story about this program.
So disfruten este último video. Marta es una miembro de la Mesa Verde que ha estado desde el principio de la Mesa Verde. So disfrútenlo.
Okay, everyone, I have it ready. Just give me one moment. Oh, let me share my screen. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, and go.
Buenos días, Fernando. Bienvenidos a la Mesa Verde, al jardín de Marta y la familia, por supuesto. Les quiero compartir mi aventura en todos estos años en la Mesa Verde y cómo ha sido para mí una bendición tener tantas oportunidades de aprender, de crecer, y una aventura que comenzó hace más de 10 años, ahora se ha convertido en una sanación para mí, mi familia y para ayudar a otras familias. Les quiero enseñar de que este huerto hacía más de 10 años que ya tenía las camas antiguas, pero mi hija en este tiempo de pandemia nos pusimos y me dijo, el regalo más grande para ti va a ser este huerto, o sea, las camas, y me generó yo le llamo un oasis de la comida, y me fabricó en donde le puso 6 puertas, porque dijo, mami, yo siento que tú y muchas familias les cuesta mucho cortar de un lado y del otro lado. Así es que eso ha sido una de las motivaciones para mí en este tiempo tan difícil que hemos vivido. El huerto ha comenzado a ser parte de mi vida. Y creo que es muy importante de que me di cuenta de que hay muchos aspectos en la vida de cada persona, y una es la conexión con las plantas, con la naturaleza, y sin darme cuenta también me convertí protectora del medio ambiente, cuidando de no poner pesticidas, cuidando de que he pasado en todos estos años muchas aventuras en el huerto, y una de ellas fue cuando nos dijeron hace unos 4 o 5 años que no teníamos agua. Y para mí, dije, ¿y ahora cómo vamos a hacer para sembrar? Y se ha vuelto a repetir este ciclo porque estamos otra vez con el problema del agua. Entonces, todas las familias que estábamos en la Mesa Verde en esa época, tomamos responsabilidad. Algunos conectaron sus máquinas de lavar, cambiaron su jabón y eso fue el agua que usaban para las plantas. Usábamos, para no gastar mucha agua, lavábamos los trastos en unos bowls, en unas cubetas, y esa agua la utilizábamos también para las plantas. Así es que maneras de hacerlo tenemos, porque el ser humano siempre se ha reinventado y yo siento que nos vamos reinventando. Así que bienvenidos al huerto de Martita, así me voy a decir. Gracias y seguimos enseñando más sobre el huerto. Hola, buenos días, otra vez, mi nombre es Marta Barahona y tengo alrededor de, más de 10 años, para 11 yo creo, desde que comenzó la Mesa Verde. Fui una de las primeras familias que comenzaron en el programa piloto de la Mesa Verde en el Sagrado Corazón. Fue un momento muy inspirador para mí porque estaba en medio de una depresión y cuando escuché de que íbamos a tener huertos orgánicos en nuestras casas, me emocionó mucho y creo que eso fue una de las motivaciones más grandes que he tenido. Y comencé con el huerto sin saber nada. Yo sembraba plantas, pero hasta las plantas se quemaban porque yo no sabía cuánta agua necesitaban. Era muy complicado para mí. Así es que ese fue el comienzo de la aventura del comenzar la Mesa Verde. Pues yo la Mesa Verde la describo como una oportunidad increíble para cualquier persona en esta vida. Y hace muchos años escuché la historia de cómo surgió Sagrado Corazón, la señora Louise Benson. Y lo más impactante fue que ella comenzó con peanut butter sandwiches y dando comida, digamos, enlatadas. Y en esa época para mí el querer cuidar mi salud era tan importante y comer comida orgánica era increíble, pero muy caro. No lo podía hacer. Entonces para mí comenzar este proyecto de la Mesa Verde fue una bendición muy grande. Y no es algo incomparable para cualquier persona que viva aquí en la ciudad. Cómo sembrar y cosechar sus propios alimentos y sentir la seguridad que tienes que comer. Cuando miras los jitomates, que tú los puedes cortar, los puedes llevar a tu mesa. Cuando vienen mis sobrinos y arrancan los cherries, los tomates, y se los meten directamente a la boca en lugar de un dulce, algo saludable, ha sido muy hermoso para mí, que hasta hoy en día ellos quieren tener sus huertos. Así es que, bienvenidos. Bueno, lo primero que hago antes de levantarme es dar gracias en lo que yo creo, ¿verdad? En Dios, el Creador. Me levanto, abro la puerta y veo el sol y digo, muy agradecida porque estoy respirando y nomás me tomo algo como agua o un té y me vengo al jardín. Quiero decir que cuando entro al jardín se me olvida el mundo entero. Entonces empiezo a recordarme que tengo que remover la maleza y si hay algo que alguna planta me le está pasando, como hoy en día que mis plantas de calabazas se pusieron amarillas. He perdido dos plantas y digo, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Bueno, una ya sé que se la comió la ardilla porque la sembré afuera. y me dijeron que a ella les gusta comer. Pero otros años he tenido otros problemas jardineando, como el de los topos. Entonces cuando el año pasado tuve el problema de los topos. Y les quiero decir que cada año ha sido un reto diferente venir al huerto. Primero fueron los gatos. Nacieron gatos a mi yarda y mi vecino les dio de comer y ya mis gatos ya se quedaron aquí porque me dijeron que al momento que les das de comer son tus gatos. Así es que ya la ciudad no los recogió y me los trajeron. Entonces tuvimos que hacer esto, cerrarlo para que no se vinieran. El año pasado tengo otro reto, los topos, que los pepinos quedaron colgando y se comieron las raíces, me dejaron sin nada. Entonces esa es la razón por la cual volvimos a hacer las camas y volvimos a poner metal abajo y a preparar. Si algún día tienen ese problemita, aquí estoy para apoyarlos y ayudarlos. Entonces cuando vengo al jardín a mí se me va el tiempo, me olvido de que estoy deprimida, de que estoy estresada. He escuchado en mi persona, como por ejemplo mi vecino me viene a ayudar a veces y él dice que para él es una terapia también venir al huerto a ayudarme, y quiero decirles que ni cuenta me doy del tiempo que pasa cuando estoy aquí en el huerto. Otra de las cosas que ha impactado mucho en mi vida es el aspecto emocional. Al igual que el aspecto físico, otra cosa también es el aspecto de la salud. La salud, porque me he dado cuenta de que comer comida saludable es importante para poder estar sana, para poder estar fuerte, y porque es una combinación. El jardín me ayuda en el sentido de hacer el ejercicio, porque estoy sudando, estoy agachándome, estoy haciendo actividad. En el aspecto emocional me conecta porque las plantas, al igual que yo, son materias vivas que conectan con la tierra, y nosotros tenemos todos los minerales en nuestro cuerpo, al igual que la tierra. Entiendo que algunas plantas te pueden enfermar si no usas guantes para tocarlas, y tuve también eso de que me dio un rash, que le llaman algo en la piel. Entonces me dijo el doctor, tiene que usar guantes cuando va al huerto, porque no todas las plantas, o sea, pueden ser sanadoras, pero también puedes dar algo tóxico para tu cuerpo. Así es que el huerto es una terapia. Eso es lo que encontré en unos estudios, que las personas que están en el huerto mantienen más la salud emocional, física y mental y espiritual, porque es la conexión. Lo verde te da vida. Te sientes que puedes hacer cosas que nunca pensaste que puedes hacer. Creatividad. Las plantas para mí son como bebés que tengo que cuidar, que tengo que dar agua, que tengo que estar pendiente de que no le dé mucha agua porque se me puede morir, pero si le doy muy poquita se me va a morir también. Estar pendiente de las hojas y que una planta no ahogue a otra planta. Esa es otra de las cosas que siento, que eso me ayuda a entender que las plantas, al igual que yo, también necesito un tiempo de espacio interno. O sea, de que si estoy muy abrumado con muchos estreses, entonces no me da tiempo para pensar en mí. Entonces esto me ayuda como a relajarme, e inclusive algunas veces les vengo y le pongo música a las plantas. Y me vengo y pongo música con mi teléfono, música clásica, suave, para que también mis plantas se sientan queridas, amadas, porque si usted no le da ese amor, ese es el secreto, el amor. Pero el amor primero me lo tengo que dar yo, luego a las plantas, a mi familia y a mis amigos y todo alrededor. Eso es para mí la terapia más importante, el amor, la comprensión y saber de que queremos que cuidar el medio ambiente, y eso me ayuda también a ser más consciente de la vida. ¿Qué tanto acceso tenemos a comida saludable aquí en nuestro vecindario? Les puedo decir que cero, porque en nuestro vecindario hay más licorerías, más comida chatarra que comida saludable, y las tiendas muy pocas tienen comida orgánica. Entonces, esa ha sido una de las discusiones más grandes que hemos tenido en la Mesa Verde a través de todos estos años, e inclusive yo he ido a las tiendas a verificar si hay alguien que tiene comida, digamos, para vender saludable, que sea orgánica. Y uno de los lugares donde siempre hice más hincapié, no quiero decir nombres porque estoy dando publicidad, pero la Food Max. Siempre preguntaba, ¿tienen comida saludable? ¿Tienen en la sección orgánica? Y tenían en un principio muy poquita, pero creo que en insistir, empezaron a poner más, y algunas tiendas también ponen, pero en nuestras tiendas mexicanas, aquí en mi barrio, no. Nadie tiene una sección que diga esto es orgánico. ¿Y por qué la importancia del orgánico? No es porque el orgánico no te va a enfermar. Lo orgánico es porque introduces menos pesticidas en tu organismo para no enfermar con más facilidad. También el plástico que le ponen a las verduras para preservarlas, muchas veces eso nos enferma también. La justicia alimentaria sería para mí el derecho que cada ser humano tiene en este planeta, y cómo a veces las grandes corporaciones no permiten que nosotros tengamos esos accesos a tener nuestra propia alimentación. El hecho de que nosotros tengamos ese acceso a comida saludable es un derecho que todo ser humano necesitamos tener. Y cuando veo de que las grandes corporaciones invierten más en el maíz, e invierten más en otros productos, que eso los van a poner a otros ingredientes de la comida, por ejemplo los jugos, esto nos está ocasionando más problemas de salud. Por eso creo que la justicia social en la alimentación es algo primordial, que todo ser humano necesita tener su derecho a comer sano, a comer las comidas que uno quiere comer. Además, acordémonos que cada cultura tiene sus alimentos y que cada cuerpo es único. Así es que el hecho de que a todos nos quieran dar lo mismo no es correcto. Tenemos que aprender a saber qué es lo que nos nutre, qué es lo que nos hace sentir felices, porque la comida nos conecta con nuestro ser interior cuando éramos niños. Lo que comemos nos recuerda a nuestra infancia, por eso es importante. Ahora les quiero enseñar un poco sobre el huerto, por qué puse las plantas de la manera que las puse. En primer lugar, quise traer las plantas, las flores, porque para que un huerto pueda ser orgánico, lo más importante es que tengamos flores para atraer insectos beneficiosos a nuestro huerto. Entonces puse flores aquí para que pudieran venir, y flores a los lados también, para que fuera una atracción para los insectos que pudieran entrar. Pero también me di cuenta de que necesito tener las puertas abiertas para que los insectos puedan entrar al huerto. Aquí adentro del huerto he sembrado diferentes plantas de flores, pero me di cuenta de que necesitaba un balance. Entonces la razón que hice fue dejar mi cilantro a que generara la semilla, y era una manera de atraer más insectos al huerto, al igual que el orégano. Entonces esto me da la oportunidad de que pueda tener un balance en el huerto. Y esta es una de las razones por las cuales lo sembré de esta manera. También hago la rotación de las plantas. Este año puse aquí las calabazas, pero el otro año las voy a poner a este otro lado. Las voy a cambiar para poner los jitomates de este lado y las calabazas de este. Aunque yo sé que no es en gran cantidad, pero siempre en el huerto es como un laboratorio. Tienes que estar explorando las maneras diferentes. Esta vez dejé también la mora aquí. Dejé los frijoles, porque ahora ya no los dejé como que fueran los ejotes, sino que los dejé que tuvieran ya los frijoles para recogerlos. Eso fue lo que hice este año. Y luego a este lado sembré el albahaca. En cada lado de acá hay albahaca. Acá en este lado y en aquel lado. Y en el medio también puse albahaca. Y aquí puse un poquito de cilantro también para que tuviera flores, para que pudiera atraer más insectos. Y a este lado dejé los pepinos, porque sé que los pepinos se iban a enredar de este lado. Ajá, y aquí mira, aquí van los pepinitos. Pero aquí a este otro lado pueden mirar, aquí a este lado pueden ver los pepinos ya colgando. Aquí. Vamos a cortar uno ahorita. Miren. Vamos a cortarlo. Y aquí está la albahaca. Los pepinos los dejé allá. Y aquí dejé este es un rábanos. Y lo hice con intención para guardar semilla. Aquí tengo otro rábano enorme. Porque también quería cosechar la semilla, pero no dio o sea, nomás lo salió así grande, entonces tengo más rábanos ahí en el medio y estas son semillas de diferentes rábanos. Y otra de las cosas que hice también fue que dejé lo que estoy cortando de las plantas, porque necesitamos preservar el agua para que haya humedad, y es un carbono porque es de la misma planta y es orgánico. A este lado tengo los jitomates, y esta vez traje de diferentes porque quería tener variedad. Así es que y siempre sigue aquí alrededor, sigue la albahaca, porque quería que viniera y trajera diferentes, así puedo hacer ya mi salsa al mismo tiempo para lo que quiera. Así es que también las hojas estas las puedes picar y te las puedes comer. O sea, todo puede ser comestible. Así es que esa es una de las maneras por las cuales sembré de la forma que lo hice esta vez, pero siempre voy cambiando. Nunca lo hago igual, porque de acuerdo a las condiciones de las situaciones que van viviendo en el huerto, así lo voy haciendo. Otra de las motivaciones del huerto ha sido tener plantas medicinales, y he aprendido de los valores nutritivos y las propiedades de cada planta, y entonces se me ocurrieron ideas. Sembré lavanda en mi huerto, y entonces ahora hice cremas para la piel, porque pensé que la lavanda nos ayuda a relajarnos, a tranquilizarnos, y entonces hice mis propias cremas. Pero eso creo que ha sido gracias a que me he dado cuenta de las propiedades que tienen las plantas y el beneficio que siempre ando buscando para la salud mental, emocional y nutricional. Encontré una planta de Vipaporú, de Vic, y yo no sabía que ni existía. Aquí tengo la planta de Vic. Y también puedo hacer crema de eso. También puedo hacer algunos maneras de macerar algunas plantas con alcohol. También tengo el epazote, que dice que es buenísimo para personas que tienen problemas con parásitos. Compré plantas también como para limpiar el hígado, que le llaman prodigiosa, pero también hay otra que le llaman ajenjo. Sé que también el tomillo nos ayuda para la digestión, para el estómago, es un antibiótico natural. También increíble, pero me regalaron una planta de tabaco y el tabaco lo usaban nuestros ancestros y yo lo uso como para ofrendarlo a la madre tierra, para dar gracias, porque todas las plantas son buenas, nada es malo, es la manera en que lo usamos. Y tengo una planta que se llama Hawaiian Sage, que nos ayuda para las hormonas, para las mujeres que tenemos problemas hormonales. Y esto nos ayuda también para que podamos estar mejor de salud, lo podemos hacer como un tecito. Tengo aquí, como les dije, la lavanda que compré. Esto también dice que lo podemos usar también para ponernos para las coyunturas, junto con ruda. Este otro dice que nos ayuda para limpiar el estómago, el sistema del circulatorio, al igual que el muchli, que lo tengo allá también. Lo que me doy cuenta es que todas las plantas son necesarias, pero todo tiene que ser con medida y con precaución. Nada podemos hacerlo porque sí. Y de lo que salió aquí del aceite, de lo que hice de la lavanda, nos puede servir para bañarnos en la tina, para relajarnos, para sentirnos bien. O sea que, en resumidas cuentas, todo se puede usar. Así que muchas gracias por el tiempo, gracias por compartir. Y les quiero decir, la Mesa Verde es parte de la familia. La Mesa Verde somos una comunidad que somos agricultores en pequeño, pero con mucho corazón. Así es que igual que el nombre, Sagrado Corazón, tenemos corazón. Gracias a todos, a todas, por hacer posible, y espero que ustedes también tuvieron mucho éxito en sus jardines, están emocionados. Y si no fue muy bien, no importa, acuérdense, siempre hay oportunidades. Si alguna plantita no le funcionó y se puso triste, pues va a haber otras. Así es que siempre adelante, gracias, cuidémonos, respetémonos siempre, sobre todo amémonos. Así que gracias a todos y que tengan un bonito día. Hasta luego.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that video. It was a nice transition to, at first, doing first year gardeners, and then seeing after 10 years. Can you imagine? Martha was here when the program first started, so it's pretty amazing to see where her garden is now.
Muchas gracias. Ha sido fantástico ver jardineros miembros de la Mesa Verde en su primer año, y ahora a ver a Marta, que tiene 10 años en el programa, y ver la diferencia. Qué fantástico.
Okay, so I believe everyone is at Franklin Elementary right now. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight Fernando.
Ahora están todos los que están en vivo en la escuela Franklin y ahora se lo vamos a pasar a Fernando.
Hello everyone, hola a todos y a todas, ya estamos en Franklin, ya llegaron casi todos los miembros. Yo les voy a estar mostrando qué es lo que pasa acá en la escuela. Denme un segundito, necesito ir a recoger algunas cosas en mi auto. So welcome everyone, this is the Franklin Elementary School. We are just waiting for, I think for Moria right now. I need to pick up one thing in my car and I will move on into the garden. The gardeners are already there and the visitors too. So we are already set up to start here. So ya estamos casi listos para comenzar este último jardín en la escuela de Franklin. Me mandaron a buscar algunas cosas aquí al auto, que son estas cositas que estamos teniendo para todos y que everyone is going to have one of these bottoms or pins. So don't worry. Let me bring this out. Give me 1 second.
Fernando, I thought you were going to show us maybe a mobile garden in your car. So estaba esperando un jardín en carro de Fernando. A lo mejor va a ser el nuevo proyecto.
I'm not too good gardening yet. No soy tan bueno todavía jardineando.
Right.
Hey.
I'm so excited.
I was closing my car and now we can go to the garden. Let me switch my camera so you don't see my my hat.
¿Listos para el jardín?
Hey, so this is the parking lot. Este es el estacionamiento, como ustedes pueden ver, de Franklin Elementary School. This is the parking of the elementary school. This is Franklin. I think we have this garden, I will say 5 years. We can ask to the members. So yo creo que tenemos este jardín de hace unos 4 o 5 años. Le podemos preguntar a nuestros miembros para saber. And when we start this garden, we start with, I will say 5 garden beds. So cuando comenzamos acá, comenzamos con 5 camas de jardín. And right now we have 16 garden beds. So there you can see the kids of the gardeners playing together. And this is the school. So aquí pueden ver los niños que están ahí al fondo, son los niños que son los hijos de los jardineros. Están disfrutando y jugando juntos. Okay. I hope I can open the door. Espero puedo abrir la puerta. A ver. Oh. I got it. Ahora sí.
Look how big that field is.
Hello.
There they are.
Okay. So this is Franklin Elementary School. Aquí tenemos nuestros miembros. Yo entré por una puerta equivocada, so I came for another door. That's the main door. ¿Cómo estamos?
Ahorita me pega el sol.
So this is the garden beds here. Can you look at this little zucchini? ¿Pueden ver esa pequeña calabacita, Roberto?
Yeah, it's really small. Es muy pequeña, Fernando.
So here in Franklin Elementary School, they grow these zucchinis. They leave this zucchini grow like this because they prepare sweet zucchini. It's kind of a dessert. Can you help me translate that?
So, déjanlo en Franklin, los jardineros dejan los calabazas crecer más grande porque las preparan dulces.
Dulce de calabaza.
Dulce de calabaza. Ah, sí, como...
y eso es como un postre. Lo usan como postre. Y lo tienen aquí. Look at these guys. They set up a whole They set up all this food for everyone here, so we can celebrate this part.
La fiesta ya está, ya mero está lista la fiesta. Los miembros han preparado esta mesa y esta comida para todos.
So, can you?
Ahí están las calabazas.
So this is the zucchini.
No, ya está muy dura.
And Fernando, how do they make it? How do they prepare it? ¿Cómo preparan la calabaza dulce?
So it's a whole process how they prepare this zucchini. I can ask you, Lucila. Give me 1 second. Lucila.
Okay. Le va a preguntar a Lucila el proceso.
Lucila, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, Fernando.
Estamos aquí en directo para Zoom, para todos los miembros de la Mesa Verde.
Aquí estamos recibiendo a la Mesa Verde, felices de estar conviviendo con todos los miembros y saludos a todos.
So Lucila say, hello everyone, thank you so much for this program. She's enjoying this activity. So, ellos están preguntando cuál es la receta para la
calabaza. Mi esposo es el que la preparó.
Give me 1 second. Everyone is asking for the same, so you need to make a line. You need to be in the line.
Get your pencils and pens ready. Prepárense para escribir la receta.
Estamos en Zoom y los miembros que están viendo todo esto por Zoom están preguntando cuál es la receta para esta calabaza. Es una receta personal que no la podemos compartir. So, they are saying it's a secret in the family. They cannot share. I'm sorry, guys. You need to be here.
Bien simple, solamente cortarla en pedacitos así pequeños. Yo la gusta rallarla para que le concentre el azúcar al fondo, a boca abajo, con lo de una calabaza, digamos, de unos 8 libras, con 2 vasos de agua suficiente para que hierva y con suficiente piloncillo, eso, azúcar de caña. Y así de simple, de dulce al gusto.
¿Cuánto tiempo?
Canela como por 1 hora, hora y media, dependiendo la cantidad. Como esta olla fuera mucho, la tardé más de 2 horas y media.
Hasta que huela calabaza.
Hasta que huela calabaza cocida.
So what he was saying is like you need to boil at least 2 cups of water with the squash. You need to put it down with the kind of the skin looking up. So you put in between 1 hour and 2 hours and water, and you need to use sugar. But Roberto, how you say this sugar that came from la caña, the sugar?
Cane sugar, just cane sugar.
Exactly. So that is what they use. They also use canela. How you translate canela?
Cinnamon.
Yes, I have a lot of help here. Everyone saying cinnamon.
There you go.
So this is what is going on right now. I'm pretty sure we're gonna eat something here, and then we're gonna walk into the garden. Probably we're gonna harvest just a little. So lo que vamos a hacer aquí, por lo que yo veo, ya se arrimaron toda la comida, así que yo creo que vamos a comer algo y de ahí vamos a tratar de cosechar algo aquí del jardín. We're gonna save you a plate, Roberto. Don't worry. And Carlo, I'm pretty sure you are coming here.
Thank
so
you.
Holding there.
Fernando.
Yeah.
Sorry. They said there's comments saying we need to add the sweet zucchini calabaza recipe to the recipe book.
That's a good idea. So Carlos lo que comparte es que los miembros que están en la reunión nos dicen que tenemos que poner esta receta en el sitio web de la Mesa Verde, porque ahí hemos estado. Oh, look at who came here.
Miren quién llegó.
Oh, this is a surprise, everyone. Look who's here. Can you guys recognize her? She's wearing a mask and a hat.
Llegó Jackie Rivera.
Jackie.
So for those who are new, can you explain who is Jackie?
Jackie Rivera fue una de las miembros del equipo del Sagrado Corazón y en la Mesa Verde. Ella estuvo con el programa creo que 7 años y el noviembre pasado Se fue, pero sigue siendo parte de la Mesa Verde y ahora está de regreso. So Jackie Rivera was a staff member of La Mesa Verde for about 7 years. She was recently, before she left in November, the manager of the program. So she's coming back to visit us. So it's really exciting.
And Roberto, she know what time we eat, so she get just perfect time into it, ¿no? Ella llegó, pero
Y
a la
como
hora
buena
que era la
persona de la
comida.
Mesa Verde, sabe a qué horas es la hora de comer y ya saben que a esa hora llegó.
Yo creo que alguien filtró la información. So I think somebody leaked the information about the food. Jackie. So we are in Zoom, all the members of La Mesa Verde. Oh, you want to say something?
Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, in Spanish and English.
Spanish and English, Roberto.
Hey,
Yes,
Jackie.
I came just in time for the food, as always. That's what I missed the most. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just in town and I wanted to come say hi and come see, you know, what everybody's doing. Y en español, bueno, no sé quién está ahí en Zoom, pero es Jackie, si me acuerdan todavía, me dejaron saber que la comida iba a estar aquí, así que para eso vine, no se crean. No, quería venir a saludarlos, a ver todo el trabajo que siguen haciendo, están haciendo y creciendo. Y sí, emocionada de poder estar aquí con ustedes. Saludos.
Saludos,
Thank you,
Jackie.
So Jackie's trying to see who is in the meeting, but we have at least 30 members.
Oh, wow. Oh, Roberto and Carla.
Yeah, Roberto and Carla, it's in there.
Who's that?
Everyone said that was Mariana.
I was
Mariana says hi.
Hello, hello.
Okay, guys. So what time is right now? It's gonna be 1 p.m.
12:43.
Yeah. So this is the garden, no? And in this garden, we have at least, I will say, 8 families who grow their food here. Something special about this place is like they have a schedule for watering. So one family per week, they distribute the task about watering. They, well, how we start this project, okay, I can translate, don't worry.
Okay.
So, algo especial de este jardín es que tenemos 8 familias cultivando alimentos en este jardín, y lo especial de cómo ellos administran este lugar es que ellos se ponen un calendario para regar el jardín. Por lo tanto, una vez a la semana le toca a una familia a regar, y así es como mantienen el jardín bien bonito y bien cuidado. Pero de todas maneras, ellos vienen casi toda la semana, especialmente en la época para cosechar, porque tienen muchos productos. So anyway, even if they have 1 week per family to watering, they actually came almost every week, especially when they have to harvest. So yeah, this is the party. This is how we're gonna finish this event. I'm really happy with this event, and how you can see the energy was really good. So estoy bien contento con la actividad, y todos los miembros que han estado aquí también lo han disfrutado mucho. Ha sido muy buena la energía que hemos recibido de ustedes y también la que hemos visto acá.
Hola, Jackie, me da mucho gusto verla. Qué bueno que está bien. Mi nombre es Alicia Anaya y me dio mucho gusto verla. Hasta luego.
¿Quién está hablando ahí?
Es Alicia Naya. Alicia Naya just said, hi, Jackie. I'm really happy to see you.
Okay. Alicia, ¿quieres que te muestre a Jackie para que le diga?
Alicia, ¿todavía estás allí?
I can transmit that to Jackie. Don't worry.
Yeah, just share the message from Alicia.
Yes. Jackie, so Alicia Naya sent you a she was there. She was saying she really miss you and she's glad to see you again.
Maxi, ¿está ahí?
O sea, te están viendo y te están escuchando.
Poco a poquito, cuando venga a visitar, estoy visitando a los miembros que alcance. Así que me toca. Ahí está Alicia y Antonio, definitivamente en mi lista para ir a visitar.
So Jackie was saying, thank you, Jackie, enjoy the party. So Jackie was saying, definitely every time she came to San Jose, we'll try to schedule a visit with those gardeners who miss a lot, okay? So if she haven't visited you yet, don't worry. She will visit everyone here. And so yeah, that was Jackie's message for Alicia. Gracias, Alicia. Okay, yo tengo
So-
hambre. I'm starving, so I'm pretty sure I need to eat something. And anything else that we need to do,
Fernando,
Carlos?
si puedes ayudar con una pregunta. Corinne pregunta, ¿por qué los animales como las ardillas se comen todo? Tengo tantas ardillas, ratas, conejos, etcétera en mi jardín. So, Corinne asked, why do the animals eat everything? I have so many squirrels, rats, rabbits in my garden.
So, Carlos, do you want to help me with that?
Yeah, so so in terms of the garden there at Franklin Elementary, they do have, I believe, moles that eat their root vegetables and eat some of the roots of the crops. So they do have problems when it comes to animals. But other than that, there's no other things that they're doing. Obviously, you know, it's a fenced off area, but animals can still get into there. But there's so much space, so much vegetables that are being produced that it's very negligible. Like there isn't too much damage. Sometimes there's worse damage depending on the year, but yeah, no, they have animal problems just like the rest of us.
En el jardín de Franklin también tienen problemas de animales y en este jardín tienen específicamente programas con topos que se comen los vegetales, pero el huerto tiene tanta fruta y vegetales que no afecta tanto. Están cercado el lugar, pero obviamente todavía se pueden meter otros animales, so no ha sido un problema tanto. Any advice you can give Corinne or other gardeners around how to deal with this issue, Carlo? Le pregunto a Carlos si puede dar recomendaciones de cómo tratar ese problema.
There are a couple of things that you can do. You know, short of capturing them, and I know not everyone has the heart to catch them in cages or anything like that and relocate them, but that's one way. You can also leave alternate food sources for them to go eat. For example, squirrels really love acorns, and if they have a supply of acorns available to them, they will rather get the acorns over the other plants. In terms of physically keeping them out, putting a cage similar to Martha's garden will definitely keep them out. You know, if you have moles before you put in the beds, you can put wire mesh to prevent the moles from getting into your crops. And then another thing that a lot of gardeners really like doing is using chili powder. Not like the chili powder that you make like chili, like American chili with, but the red chili powder that you use on your food. The spicy kind can actually discourage a lot of these animals from going in. And then there's some recommendations from Lisa also. But go ahead and Roberto, translate for me first, and then we'll go on to Lisa.
So hay muchas formas. Sorry, Carla, I got distracted, so I'm not going to do as good a job as translating, pero es una de las, voy a empezar como antes de empezar a traducir, es una de las cosas, una de las oportunidades de estar en esta comunidad que comparten ideas, ¿verdad? He oído, Carlos estaba diciendo, hay formas de proteger su jardinería que vieron como en el jardín de Marta, que ponen cercas, también abajo ponen, antes de poner la tierra, ponen como la cerca que ponen para las gallinas, la ponen abajo y eso ayuda para los topos y otras cosas que se comen las raíces. También pueden poner polvo de chile, porque eso también no le gusta a unos de los animales, les arde o no les gusta y los espanta. So hay muchas formas, pero también en el chat han puesto ideas como dejar agua para los animales porque tienen sed. Poner espantapájaros también ayuda. También canela. Y después otro producto que se llama Irish Spring Soap.
Yes, so one of the recommendations from Lisa is leaving out waters for thirsty animals, using mylar string and scarecrows, using a combination of cinnamon and Irish spring soap. That's interesting. I've never heard of that. Corinne says, I've used cayenne pepper in great quantities. The critters don't care. The squirrels are so smart. I put dishes of water for them. They prefer my tomatoes.
Dice que Corinne dice que también ha usado uno de estos métodos, pero los animales no les importa. Son muy inteligentes y a veces prefieren sus tomates.
So Lisa Laundry says, using peppermint oil mixed with soap in an atomizer or like a sprayer can cover a large area to discourage them. And she's also saying chimes and bells. Definitely they don't like strange sounds, so that makes completely sense. But
Creo
the
que
peppermint one is good.
Yeah, Lisa dijo, creo que se dice peppermint, se traduzca como menta, aceite de menta, con jabón y usar como algo que un sprayador y puedan sprayar una área grande del jardín y eso ayuda a veces. También puso que campanas para los animales también a veces ayuda para espantarlos.
All right, so is there any other questions? Oh, Corinne said she's used peppermint oil too and it doesn't slow them down. They're biting into her butternut squash. Oh, that sounds so tough.
Corinne dice que también ha usado otros métodos y que está teniendo un momento muy difícil con estos animalitos.
Any more questions about the Franklin garden?
¿Otras preguntas del jardín de Franklin ahora que estamos terminando o comentarios?
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know if there is anything else to cover. This is our last stop for today. I think we could start wrapping up actually.
So esto es lo último del evento, es nuestra última parada. So vamos a empezar a cerrar el evento.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone today. Oh, I see Cleta, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
Cleta levantó la mano. Adelante, Cleta.
Sí, yo quiero preguntar sobre las hormigas. ¿Cómo trato las hormigas? No quiero poner el spray por la comida, no quiero poner spray, pero ¿qué idea me dan para... Hay demasiadas hormigas.
I have a question about ants. I have a lot of ants and I don't want to use any chemical products. What advice would you give me?
So usually when you have a lot of ants and they're on your plants, they're doing one of two things, okay? They're either getting the nectar from the flowers on your plants, or they're farming insects that suck the juices out of your plant, like aphids and scale, because they actually farm those pest insects for honeydew. So if you are able to solve the problem of getting rid of the aphids and scale from your plants, typically that will stop the ants from going onto your plants.
Carlo, do you know how to say aphids in Spanish? I'm not sure how to say aphids in Spanish, or anyone that's listening. So
does anyone know the Spanish name for aphids?
Aphids, so son los otros animalitos, dice Carlo, creo que lo voy a tratar. Yo no soy jardinero y también yo aprendo. Oh, Fernando, thank you. Fernando al rescate.
O áfidos. Áfidos es la palabra, la traducción como científica, los áfidos, pero normalmente son conocidos como los pulgones.
Y esos pulgones, ya lo dice Carlos, si tú tratas esos, es usualmente también trata tu problema de las hormigas.
Exacto, porque las hormigas se comen no los pulgones, sino el azúcar que los pulgones producen. Entonces, las hormigas son como agricultoras de pulgones. los cuidan, los alimentan, los protegen para que otros insectos no se los coman, porque los pulgones producen un azúcar que eso es lo que las hormigas comen.
Gracias, Fernando.
De nada.
So there are a couple of tips that you can do to take care of the ants that are on your plants and the aphids or scale that may be on it too. You can use a diluted soap spray. So I like to use Bronner's soap, Castile soap, with a lot of water so that it's just a little bit bubbly, and then I spray it on the plants once every other day or so. You can also buy this product called Horticultural Oil, which is non-toxic. It's made out of mineral oil, and if you spray that on your crops, that will actually suffocate any insects that are actually getting on your crops. Specifically, you know, the ones you're trying to get are aphids, scale, and the ants. And it doesn't, you know, it, so long as you apply it only to the plants that are affected, it doesn't have a huge impact on your garden when it comes to killing other insects.
Sí, so Carlos estaba diciendo hay varios jabones o productos que pueden usar que no dañan mucho sus plantas, como uno de ellos es el jabón Castile Soap con agua y usando eso, pero si necesitan más recomendaciones pueden comunicarse con la Mesa Verde en cómo tratar esos problemas. So I was just saying, Carlos, if anyone has any more needs any more support, they can always, that's a good way to get in contact with la Mesa Verde and be on your social media page too. Están en Facebook, en Instagram, en su website pueden poner comentarios y también allí para que se una la comunidad. Sí, Fernando.
We are in TikTok, so they can follow us in TikTok.
That's right.
So también estamos en TikTok, so también nos pueden seguir en TikTok.
Fabuloso.
So Carlos, if we have more questions, we can finish responding those questions. If it's not, we can wrap up this event.
Yes, so there's only one more suggestion. Oh, actually two more suggestions. Lisa recommended diatomaceous earth for the ant problem as well. Also, when it comes to the horticultural oil, she also recommends adding some soap to that as well and not spraying during the heat of the day. So, you know, ideally I think would be in the evening when it's a little bit cooler. So, yeah, that's all Lisa has to say.
So Lisa también dijo usar este producto diet time, no sé cómo
diatomaceous
earth or planeta. Is that a product, Carlo, or is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lo pueden ver en el chat, cópienlo y puedan buscarlo para comprarlo o obtenerlo. Y también, what did you say about the
oil, the horticultural oil?
Yeah.
She's recommending to put a little bit of the Castile soap in it as well, and not spray it during the heat of the day.
Yeah, y también que agregar un poquito de los aceites y no sprayar cuando está el sol fuerte durante el día. Esperar que se calme también el calor.
Okay, I think that is it. I don't see any other questions. Is there any last questions that anyone has before we end today?
Una última pregunta antes que terminemos y creo que es todo por hoy.
Okay.
Sí.
All right, it looks good. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today and seeing our garden tour. Hopefully, you know, you guys are inspired to grow food at home, just as it's inspiring watching everyone here grow food. So, yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any referrals of people who may want to join, or if you want to join yourself, please contact us. We can get you set up so that you can join our program next year.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar en el evento. Si ustedes tienen recomendaciones de alguien que quiere unirse al programa, por favor pónganse en comunicación con nosotros. O si usted mismo también quiere unirse, por favor comuníquense con nosotros. Y gracias por estar con nosotros hoy.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and close out this meeting. Everyone, enjoy your weekend and happy gardening. Thank you.
Gracias, disfruten su fin de semana y sigan
Bye.
felices jardinerías.
Bye everyone. Nos vemos. Que estén bien.
Bye everyone. Adios.
Adiós.
Bye bye.